Well, it's kind of time for a new blank game. The whole match game premise. My neighbor accused us of stealing his parking spot, so he smeared blank on our car.
So many things.
My God. We'll play later on. That's just a promo. Coming up later on the MJ Morning Show. My neighbor accused us of stealing his parking spot, so he smeared blank on my new car. My God.
What could it be?
Froggy, you said it on... Oh, by the way, everybody, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
I said it.
Oh, hey, I'm going to mention that in a second. Hey, Andrew, before I forget, we had numerous complaints. Did you see the email I sent? We had numerous complaints that our podcast was like just being interrupted randomly with commercials yesterday. Can you check into that? Did you see the email that I sent?
Yes, I did.
What kind of commercials? YouTube commercials?
You look baffled.
That means they're making money.
I mean, he's not doing it. It's not Andrew.
No. The regular podcast. The regular podcast was just, hey, Chloe, my daughter, brought it up. She called me yesterday. I was walking the dogs. Hey, Dad, I was listening to today's podcast, and it just was interrupted by commercials, like in the middle of us speaking. It was just...
Yeah, that's how it happens now. You're talking about on Apple Podcasts?
I got to ask Chloe where she was listening.
Yeah, they just pop them in anywhere.
Well, hold on. What, did this change all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's like sort of within the last few weeks. I don't know about our show, but I've noticed it on other podcasts.
What the
like
hell?
You'll be like, MJ Morning Show, and they'll be like, project, bro,
Al Capone cigar.
Yeah.
Right. The smooth flavor.
But it's probably YouTube commercials, though, right? Or our commercials?
No, we're not talking about YouTube. We're talking about the podcast, just audio.
I mean, what part of it? No, I said not
I'm talking
YouTube.
about what commercials.
No, what he's saying is there's streaming. It's being put on, most likely, Froggy thinks, by the streaming provider.
Yeah.
To where we just do our content and then, boom, they just air a commercial.
That's how it happens now.
At the 2-minute and 45-second mark, they'll do a 15-second commercial, then you just pick up in 3 minutes.
Andrew, you can say that on the air, dude. You can. Andrew says he doesn't think that that's it. Well, what do you think it is then? Because people.
I think there was another glitch yesterday.
All right. Well, that's it. I mean,
I thought our podcast was monetized finally.
We have a lot of technical problems with our digital platforms.
No, we do have commercials inserted into our podcast. Oh. We do have places where they go.
Well, it should be when we take a break, right?
Yes, that we do have that set up. That is working. Yeah. But I think there was a different glitch yesterday.
So was it on whatever platform you listened to the podcast on? Was it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pod Studios,
I'm going to
across
go back.
the board?
I'm going to ask Chloe. I'm going to send Chloe a note and ask her where was this technical mistake. And then I have a number of emails, so I've got to follow up with, hey, what were you listening to see if I can do a little investigation and find out if there's a theme that it's all one of the podcast platforms. Because, listen, we're on everything.
Yeah.
We've got our own stream going from our app and website. Then we're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Jerry's Podcasts.
Pod Studios.
We're on a bunch of stuff. So I got to narrow that down. So, Froggy, yesterday you had brought up the possibility that with the whole Kanye West or Ye meltdown, you kind of said, is there any chance the guy, offs himself? Listen,
he takes everything to the extreme, apparently.
Listen, I'm hoping that's not the case, and I mentioned on yesterday's program that that's something that crossed my mind as well. And since we last spoke of this, I mean, a lot of other things have happened. Did you see that Forbes knocked him off the billionaires list?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, losing that Yeezy deal probably did it alone.
Yeah, well, that's it. The whole Adidas Yeezy shoe and apparel deal, that apparently was like $1.5 billion of his value, his net worth. They're saying that he was worth about $2 billion, Kanye West. $1.5 billion has been lopped off because of Adidas canceling his butt. And now they're saying that his net worth is only worth only $400 million.
He won't accept that. That's outrageous to him.
So what the hell's he going to do?
I mean,
he wants to be the most richest rapper ever.
Well, he just lost a schnitload of net worth. I mean, Adidas dropped him. The Gap is pulling all the Yeezy stuff. Now, am I wrong, but was the Gap and were they ending their relationship anyway? Am I misrepresenting or am I misconstruing something I thought I read?
I don't know when their relationship was going to end, but I saw yesterday they just immediately pulled everything from the shelves. And
Foot Locker.
Mm-hmm.
My God, the guys with the referee shirts, they're yanking all of the Kanye stuff. So Foot Locker, I mean.
Balenciaga.
We mentioned that yesterday. Balenciaga is another one, the high brand apparel.
Do they sell shoes?
Balenciaga, they do. Yeah. They do.
Okay.
They do expensive purses and shoes and all kinds of. Yeah.
They have like $2,000 sneakers.
Yeah, Balenciaga is expensive crap. Telling you right now. So the Kanye West deal, man, that is continuing to melt down. And has he been suspended on Twitter? Is he on Twitter or do they suspend him? He seems to be really, really quiet. And again, we played that audio yesterday that is really. Do we have the audio? I don't see it on the board anymore. Where's the Kanye audio?
It shows how.
Did that disappear? Andrew, where's the Kanye audio?
We still have it.
Yeah, well, I don't see it. Where is it?
Yeah, I may have taken it down by mistake.
Well, you shouldn't
I can play it from here right now.
All right, go ahead. All right, here's the Kanye audio where he was almost like tempting. It was almost like he was prodding and poking Adidas. Hey, what you gonna do? Fire me? What you gonna do? All right, roll the audio. Listen.
The thing about it being Adidas is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
Sounds like he's inspired by, was it Trump that said, I could walk in the streets and shoot someone?
Oh, yeah.
They'll still love
Trump
me.
said he could walk in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody. But even if you listen to Kanye West's just his demeanor and his
Cadence,
his tone, yeah.
It's very villain-like.
Well, it's condescending. It's like, hey, what are they going to do? What are they going to drop me? What I can say whatever he says anti-Semitic. It's anti-Semitic, M-I-T. A lot of people pronounce it like it's M-E-T, but it's M-I-T, anti-Semitic.
Why even throw that out as a threat? He's insane.
He is, yeah. I mean, the guy clearly is not playing with a full deck. So, all right, 6:08, just getting rolling. It is what's this, Wednesday? Oh,
Wednesday.
And Powerball is back on tonight because there was no winner on Monday, which is all good with me because I didn't get a chance to get a ticket on Monday. And, of course, I will stop and get a ticket today. And
oh, my God. My gas station guy this morning, yelled at me for not getting a ticket.
You serious?
I'm like, I just want a 5-hour energy. He's like, $700 Powerball. You don't want ticket?
$700? That's
$700 million. That's what he said.
$700 Powerball.
I was like, I'm out of here.
Just getting rolling. Back in a second on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. It is a loaded Wednesday. We got to delve in a little more on the Powerball deal coming up. Oh, and Fester, I've had some requests involving you.
All right. I love requests.
Next.
Still doing okay on the interstate?
Show Q105. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. They cut off the applause on our computerized song there. They just shut it off. Just the applause just goes, stops.
That's one of my favorite parts of the whole song.
Speaking of songs, I've got a Festa request, and I think we played this once, just once. I've had numerous requests from listeners that want to hear this Festa song sent in by a listener. A listener recorded this.
Festa, Festa, how can we text you? You give us jokes we can hold on to. I know you think we are a bunch of bozos.
This is a listener parody, folks.
Froggy, put your number on the show. Fester, I got your number. I need to send you mine. Fester, don't change your number. 3108444. 3108444. 3108444. 3108444.
You know what it sounds like?
Wow.
It sounds like,
Genius.
you know, on a laptop computer, you know, the microphone is like a little pinhole. You know, it's almost like the guy is just yelling
Screaming into it.
into the microphone pinhole. I mean, literally, it is like the size of a pinprick.
Well,
You've seen those mics,
I know
right?
what you're talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm flattered.
Listeners sent that in. The only thing missing, of course, is the area code. So it's that number with the area code, which is 813. How has the volume of phone calls and text been from our listeners that many have your cell phone number?
I'd say thousands probably have it at this point.
Oh, thousands of people, yeah. But I mean, yesterday I only got probably 120 texts.
Oh.
Come on, people, you're not trying.
Wow, that's it?
Oh, wait. So yesterday was a light day.
Yeah. I mean, we only have so many phone lines, and people think that they can get on the air more quickly if they send me. It's like we did the thing yesterday about sayings or cliche sayings.
We said the expressions that people don't like or things that people say that drive folks crazy.
It was basically cliche saying.
Yeah, I must have gotten 55 texts in like a minute. And I'm like, call in. No, this isn't the on-air phone. I mean, people are texting me right now.
It's the Fester text phone, and the number is 813-310-8444. If you want to text them and say hi. Happy hump day. You hump.
Yeah, that's Fester's private personal cell phone. When did you originally give out the number and why? Do you remember that, Froggy?
Fester remembers.
Yeah, I remember exactly how it happened.
How did it happen?
Because you asked me to run out of the studio, and you're going to call me on my cell phone.
Yeah.
And you like to play a dumb game. The dumb MJ game.
Wait a second. I like to play a dumb game?
Yeah, this is one of the things you do.
Okay, why don't you tell me one of the things that I do?
When you dial somebody's number who's not yours.
Right.
Or Michelle's number. But if you're dialing somebody else's number, you'll give out the area code.
Well, why would I call my number anyway?
Well, any number that's private to you. Like, you wouldn't call your house on the air and give out the first 6 digits.
Are you talking about when I bring the digits down?
Yeah.
So when I dial, when I dial live on the air, I don't generally allow all of the touch tone digits to go out because people can figure out what numbers they are. So if I call my house and we have a landline, or if I call Michelle's cell number, I don't, I'll give you an example. So if I bring up a phone line here and I'm dialing, let's say, Michelle's cell number.
813. 6.
Stop. So I won't.
Okay.
I don't need to give it out my wife's cell. You know,
that's what just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't need to give it out Michelle's cell number.
This is exactly an example of what I'm talking about.
But the bottom line is that typically, and this goes back a long time, I bring down the audio fader on some of the touch tones so they all don't go over the air. All right.
So that's your number, and you saw how you reacted on the 6. Oh, come on.
I just did that for an example.
Everybody else's number, you'll give out the area code and the first three digits.
First three. Yeah.
Like
that's
for
your
me,
deal.
he'll go 813-245-8.
You go, You actually make an audible sound for the last four digits.
By the way, Froggy just gave out the area code and then the first four digits of his cell number.
So
Yeah, I did actually.
You did.
You don't know the last four though.
There are three more digits. Three more digits to get Froggy's cell number, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, there's got to be somebody who doesn't have something better to do today.
Go ahead, Fester.
So you said, let me call your phone, Fester. 813-310, and then Froggy, under his breath, mumbles, 8444. And you're like, what? And Froggy's like, and then Froggy didn't realize what he did. He goes, what do you mean what? He goes, you just gave it out. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. I said 310, 844. Oh my God, I did give it out.
And then your phone blew up.
And then it was
right
everywhere.
away. Right away, your phone started blowing up.
And it hasn't stopped.
I mean, I remember.
You got so many new friends though from this.
But then Froggy has given out your number another, 300 times since then.
It's fun.
I've made several relationships with listeners.
You sold some RVs from it.
I have now also.
Anybody ask you out?
Well,
hey, here's
one guy. And we're talking.
Just the text rapport you built probably had something to do with the sales of your postcards with your naked booty.
You know, a lot of people contacted me for the naked pictures I sold. I get listeners who contact me maybe daily, and then there's a certain point where I actually have to save their number. So look, I have a bunch of listeners in my phone. I have Chris, Clavin, Kelly in Kansas. Kyle, Linda, Marilyn.
Hey, I'm moving on now. I'm moving on. Why did you send me this corn dog thing earlier in the week? I just noticed this in my leftover pile of stuff I didn't get to. You sent me a story about corn dogs, and you're like, we got to talk about corn dogs? Or what did you write me? You wrote me an email that said, MJ, do you like corn dogs? Or when was the last time you had a corn dog?
When I think of you and foods, and this happened because of it, there was an ESPN football game, I think maybe it was on the SEC network, a couple of Southern hillbilly teams like South Carolina and one other team was playing.
Southern hillbilly teams.
All SEC teams.
All right.
I don't even know who was playing. South Carolina was playing, and they do these little features of, local fare or food around the stadium.
Right.
And somebody did like a slow pan with the camera over the corn dogs, all the corn dogs in the glass window at the concession stand. And the announcer.
Is that a big item at SEC facilities? Is corn dogs?
Okay, that's a big item south of like the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah,
okay.
at football games.
This is the South.
I'm not into corn dogs. I know you asked me when was the last time I've had a corn dog. I couldn't tell you. And I'll eat almost anything, but corn dogs just don't really appeal to me. Now,
how about when your kids were little?
Listen, a giant turkey leg, that appeals to me. I don't have a problem with a big smoked giant turkey leg. And especially that long strip of like plastic nylon handcuff material that's in the middle of that turkey leg.
Oh, so good.
What is that thing?
The ligament.
Why is that in a turkey leg and not in a chicken leg?
I give you something to chew on when you're done.
So Texas A&M was playing South Carolina,
right?
And they pan over, and I see all these corn dogs, and the announcer, referenced them. I think it was like, "Oh, talk dirty to me, corn dogs."
Are you? They didn't say that. Wait a minute.
It was creepy.
Do we have Andrew? Do we have the audio? Do we have the talk dirty to me, corn dogs?
Something like that.
Ugh.
Do we have the audio of this?
And it's a very phallic-looking food.
I think I pulled it up here online.
All right, hold on. Let me hear it. Roll the audio. Talk dirty to me, corn dogs?
All right, so they're doing a slow pan over the corn dogs.
I see.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Talk to me, dirty corn dogs.
Talk to me, dirty.
And he's like, are we on?
Wait, hold on. Let me hear that.
Talk to me, dirty corn dogs. Are we on?
Yeah, assume so.
Oh, my God.
Assume if you're mic'd up that you're on.
He didn't know. He's saying, talk to me, dirty corn dogs.
And then the...
Maybe that's his girlfriend's nickname.
And then the closed caption.
That's their safe word.
The corn dogs. And then they show me the corn dog.
Yeah.
That is good.
Ew.
So we're just eating here. All right, here. What do you...
Look at the size of that
So you're
corn
trying to have
dog.
some fun with it.
It's like 2 feet long.
It's like a Pete Davidson corn dog.
I love a good
It's
corn
a
dog.
turkey leg, too.
That Cole's got a...
So, anyway, the guys are eating it.
In it. What?
So wait a minute. These SEC announcers are just shoving concession food in their face?
I mean, yeah, these guys are having a ball. They have the turkey leg in the booth. Look, he's munching the turkey leg right now.
Chester, you're having major job envy right now.
Wait, they sell at SEC games, or at least this particular stadium, they sell the Renaissance Festival giant turkey leg?
Yeah, I'm sure, obviously, yeah. I mean,
That's awesome.
So I see the corn dog. It was mostly the corn dog, and I'm thinking, when was the last time MJ had I can't picture you ever sitting down to enjoy a delicious corn dog.
They're good.
I could not tell you. They just don't really appeal to me. And I'll eat just about anything. And just a corn dog is just not something I just don't seek out.
I ate 2 at the Strawberry Festival.
To answer your question, I cannot tell you within the last 20 years or more when I've had a corn dog. All right, early morons in the news next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Don't move. Talk to me. that music means only one thing. No, not Top Gun, not Tom Cruise, not Maverick or who are the other names? Who are the other
Iceman?
Iceman, and what else is there? Flicka Flacka?
Splat?
Whatever. Splat. You know what? Hold on a sec. Before I get to the early morons in the news, this is urgent. There is some breaking news that I wanted to bring you. So before we get to the morons in the news, ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. I saw this in the Village's news late last night.
Oh, yes. Breaking news,
that
yes.
renovation work will begin in January at the new Skechers store in the Villages.
All right.
So
you're making a joke. You have no idea how popular Skechers are with old people.
They're going to be the ones who pick up Yeezys, I heard.
I bet.
That's a news item. Renovation on this. Are you saying that so many people that live in the Villages? Are you telling me that this is humongous breaking news?
Okay.
This is like bigger than, I don't know, some kind of a Russian-Ukrainian new offensive. This is bigger. The Skechers store in the Villages is going to undergo renovations in January?
Yeah. Okay. So if the Villages newspaper has two stories, one says Russia to use dirty bomb in Ukraine.
Right.
And the other one says new Skechers store or Skechers store undergoing renovations.
Yeah.
They're reading the Skechers story first. I'll tell you right now, old people.
What is the deal with old folks and Skechers?
Okay, they
I
have
thought white New Balances was the old man shoe.
No, that's the old hotness. The new hotness for the geriatrics are Skechers because they have slip-on shoes.
Oh.
Sneakers. Look at
But
They look comfortable.
wait a minute. A lot of shoe brands have slip-ons.
right. Skechers are very easy. You just kind of put your foot in and boop,
You mean you slip it in?
You don't have to put your finger down and pull the back up. There's no Velcro.
I don't even have to reach down.
See, the white New Balances were popular for guys who can tie laces. And
Yes.
then the white New Balances Velcros, but you still have to bend over for Velcros.
Hey, Dementia Don.
Yes.
I think Skechers wants to hire you as an endorser.
I could do that
Can you
easily.
give us a demo commercial in 3, 2, and 1?
Hi, Dementia Don here.
Skechers done.
I take
Where am I?
I take 2.
Oh, wait,
Take 2.
okay, commercial.
Dementia Don for Skechers
I forgot.
in 3, 2, and 1.
Hi, Dementia Don here for Skechers. The best shoe you can wear. I went out with my wife Blanche the other night, and we had a lovely dinner, and we both had Skechers on. I just spilled my coffee. Oh, no!
All right, Don, stop
Son
acting.
of a bitch!
Dude, you spilled your
All right.
coffee
No!
again. Oh, man. Don't knock us off the air.
This is why you don't go to me.
Hold on, man. It wasn't Dementia Don who spilled the coffee.
Damn it.
Froggy spilled the coffee all over the place.
All right.
went right down your machine.
Son of a...
Look.
All right.
Froggy, God. What is...
Oh.
Come on, get all the coffee.
Everybody has a mug, and Froggy
my
uses these
God.
cheap-ass free styrofoam.
Sorry.
Oh,
I got carried
Okay, well,
away.
guess what? It didn't go over here.
All right. Did it go into the control board?
Lift it! Lift it! The whole thing!
Stop yelling.
Oh, my
Stop
God.
yelling. What a cluster.
Yeah, morons in the news right now with Froggy.
Well, you know what? When I do Dementia Don, I shake my right arm like this. I go, yes.
Yeah, to
And
really
I hit my cup.
he does it to get into character. You know, but MJ, this segment's brought to you by Skechers hands-free slip-ins, by the way. So thank you to Skechers.
We're good. We're good.
Dude, you spilled...
I'm back. Everything's okay.
Why is it like an 8-ounce styrofoam white cup that appears to be able to hold 3 gallons? Why is
I
that?
think we're good, Roxanne. Thank you so much.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, Rock.
That was a horrible, horrible
You know what?
mistake.
I'm glad you brought that up, MJ, because it's like you spill the tiniest amount and it pours out like it's a gallon.
That's what
I
I
just
said.
filled that cup up.
Exactly what I said. It's like some kind of trick cup.
Okay, over a flat surface, 8 ounces of fluid is a lot of fluid, especially hot, steamy.
I got it.
It's more over
Sticky.
here.
I got it.
Is there sugar and milk and cream in this stuff as well?
I don't use that stuff.
All right, so it's just is it black?
All black.
It was all black?
Yeah. Black coffee.
Froggy likes his coffee like he likes his Skechers slip-ins. Look at this one right here, all black, Froggy. Yeah, all black.
At first, I thought when you jumped and screamed like that it was part of your Dementia Dawn.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, he's really getting into it.
I'm like, he's really into character right now.
Go, Froggy, go.
But Froggy really spilled a whole cup of coffee, and it was leaking all over our equipment. Sorry. And luckily, it didn't knock us off the air. One of these days, it's going to happen.
It's the first time you bring Dementia Dawn on in a year, and he screws everything up.
Knocks the whole damn thing over.
Do you know what these Skechers slip-ins? They're not only are they for old people. Do you know who else loves them? Morbidly obese people.
Really?
People who cannot easily touch their feet love Skechers slip-ins.
Should that be part of their advertising campaign? Skechers for really old people and really morbidly obese people?
I mean,
that's really niching out your audience.
Yeah, forget what teenager is on the billboard sign outside the store. It is all old people, all fat people.
Is there a specific Skechers store like here in the Tampa Bay area? Is there like a Skechers store at International Plaza or something?
Skechers has a couple of storefronts. I know there's one on Dale Mabry Highway, around, I think in the Bush Boulevard area.
Right.
But Skechers is a storefront store.
All right, just checking. And who was the athlete, or was it a broadcaster? Was it
Tony Romo does Skechers commercials?
Tony Romo,
that's
okay,
right.
All right,
yeah, and
he's 80.
Yeah,
right?
he's 80, and his wife is very large.
His wife
very large.
It's not 80. Is
Everything's bigger in Texas. I'm gonna marry that big one over there.
Lurleen.
I better get to the early morons of the news. Thank you. I should have never done the damn Skechers story.
Never.
Should have never done the damn thing. All right, early morons of the news. Let's go here. All right. Do not try to get a tattoo on your 10-year-old son. That might attract some police attention. Yeah, we got some child endangerment issues here. A New York woman has been arrested for allowing her 10-year-old son to get a large tattoo across his forearm.
What? What is it of?
The tattoo was spotted by a school employee who then reported this illegal tattoo to law enforcement, the school resource officer. Police busted Crystal Thomas, who must have been on crystal meth. 33-year-old mom, for endangering the welfare of a child. She was booked on the misdemeanor charge of child endangerment or endangering the welfare of a child, was released from custody on a town court appearance ticket.
Okay, wait. I have to interrupt you because didn't we just do a story about a new type of tattoo that's painless? It's just like a sticker that you put on. And
I don't know what show you're on, but we didn't do that story.
Are you talking like temporary tattoos?
No.
Are you doing some other shows we don't know about?
Yes, I am actually.
All right.
Getting a tattoo can now be painless and without needles. So if it was one of those kinds, it's probably okay, but I guess not. I guess it's the real deal.
According to the police, the boy was tattooed inside a room at the hotel where Thomas and her 2 children reside. This was up in Ulster County, New York, which is up the Hudson, about, 80 miles or so north of New York City. Before inking the boy, police said the tattoo artist got permission from the mom. The resulting tattoo, the boy's name in full-size block letters, was inked across the child's forearm. What tattoo artist would do this? What tattoo artist would knowingly, willingly tattoo a 10-year-old boy's arm, even if the mom says, yeah, Why?
I got my mom's It's okay. Go ahead.
The tattoo is large enough that you would need a sleeve to cover the whole thing up, according to Chief James Janso, the Town of Lloyd Police.
So how young is too young to get a tattoo? I mean, 10 obviously is.
I believe that
18.
18. I don't think teenagers should get tattoos.
Yeah.
I don't think that 15, 16, 17-year-olds ought to get tattoos.
Am I the only one thinking that there's a bunch of kids in high school right now under the age of 18 with tattoos?
Yeah, when I was in high school, a couple guys had tats, and they weren't 18.
But they probably had parental consent.
I don't know if that's the law.
I believe it is. I believe that a tattoo parlor is not allowed to perform a tattoo drawing, whatever the hell you call it. I don't think they're allowed to do a tattoo if you're under 18. And if you're under 18, if you're under 18, I believe you have to have parental consent.
Okay, I don't think
to get it done.
Of every radio show in the country, I mean, the entire country, we are probably the worst morning show to talk anything about tattoos.
Yeah, right. When I got my lower back tattoo,
You don't have. I don't think anyone in the studio, nobody in this room is. Roxanne, you're not tattooed, are you?
No tattoos.
None of us.
I don't have any tattoos.
None of us have a tattoo.
You know.
Anyway, you don't get a 10-year-old kid tattooed. Do me a favor. Can you find out the law in Florida?
I'm just Googling. I'm texting a friend.
I'm texting a friend. What, for tattoo law?
Yes.
All right, hold on. Back in a second with the answer. Or if you want to call up, feel free. And then we'll continue with the spectacular early pile of morons of the news next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Our Morning show. It is Q105. I am MJ. Froggy, Fester, Roxanne. And Roxanne hopefully has up-to-date legal information on the law regarding children and tattoos. If you're just tuning in, do you want me to stop talking like this? Am I okay?
I actually like it a lot.
Yeah, I like it. We do the rest of the show like this. It's perfect.
If you just are tuning into the MJ Morning Show, a few minutes ago we were talking about this mother that got her 10-year-old son's arm tattooed with his name on the entire forearm.
That is illegal.
Yeah, that's illegal. That happened in New York, and the mom was arrested, child endangerment charges. And again, I got to ask the question, what freaking tattoo artist is going to do a humongous block-lettered name of the kid on the entire forearm of the kid's arm?
Someone who's maybe just hard up for the money, doesn't want to turn business down, I
Now,
guess.
I asked Roxanne to do some quick little legal research because it kind of came up in conversation at what age are you able to get a tattoo. And I'm pretty sure that it's 18, and anyone under 18 probably needs to get the consent of a parent or legal guardian.
That would be a good guess.
Okay,
And
Roxanne, can you fill me in on the details, please?
Here are the details. If you're an adult, you can get one on your own.
Right.
But
well,
if you are 16 or 17, you need to have a parent sign a consent form.
Right.
And
Right.
it needs to be notarized. And I got this from a tattoo shop owner.
Really?
Ooh.
So that's the research you did during the break when I
Yes.
saw you working away there and texting and typing and all kinds of stuff?
And running around the building. Yep.
Maybe the kid has progeria and he looks like he's like 50. He's really 10. Has anybody thought about that?
That would be a good defense.
I think that's. Hold on, though. I'm thinking Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the other one.
All right, yeah.
the opposite.
All right, now Roxanne, what tattoo artist do you know?
Guy down the hall.
Yeah, one of the guys that works in
Yeah,
one of our
he's-
sister
he's-
stations is
Oh, Davi.
Yeah, Davi.
Yeah,
Hold on, Davi is a tattoo artist?
No,
is he an
owner.
artist or an
Owner.
owner?
He's
I think he's an
investor.
owner.
He's an investor in a tattoo place.
Oh, I didn't know that. How do you guys all know this and I don't know
Well,
this?
because we stop and talk to people.
Yeah, you know
What are you saying? I'm antisocial?
Well, you know how it's funny. You kind of jibe us with, where do you guys go during the commercial breaks? We actually see our coworkers and say, "Hey, guy, how are you?"
Davi's great.
He's awesome.
He is really nice.
All right, obviously, 18 and up, you can do whatever the hell you want. You can get your tattoos on your eyeballs, whatever you want.
Right.
All right, 18 and up, obviously. So 16 and 17, you have to have consent of a parent or legal guardian, notarize the whole shebang. So are we to assume that under 16, it is just flat out illegal to get a tattoo?
Cannot do it.
So are we
Yep.
also to assume that your local tattoo parlor has a notary public on staff?
No, you have to have a consent form that you have to go get notarized from a notary.
Right. How
I don't think
convenient.
I don't think a tattoo parlor has a notary on staff.
Why the hell not? Let's have Jed install 3, get his public notary license.
Yeah, what does it take? Dave the Dwarf did it for
Seriously, I
Pete's
mean,
sake.
That's right. Dave the Dwarf was a notary.
I mean, it can't be that hard.
Seriously.
That's true.
And then he can, endorse legal documents, execute them,
And give tattoos.
right, and do tats for kids.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Tattoo law on the MJ Morning Show. Yes, Andrew.
According to what I found online, New York State Department of Health, New York City, children under 18 cannot be tattooed under any circumstances.
Wow. All right, so that's New York.
Send her to Rikers.
Look at that. Well, it wasn't New York City. This lady tattooed her 10-year-old in Ulster County,
Deport her.
which is up the Hudson about 80, 90 miles.
Maybe the kid's forgetful, and it's so the little kid remembers.
If you
his name.
forget your name, maybe he spelled his name wrong on top of a paper. I mean, Hadley, my daughter, spelled her name Hudley one time. I'm like, do you not know how to spell your own name? And she's like, I just didn't close my A. I'm like, listen.
There used to be a skateboard clothing line called Think, and my friend got a tattoo that said Think on his arm. And I
serious?
was like, is that to remind you? It's the dumbest tattoo ever.
We got a local story here, which I found rather disturbing. Ladies and gentlemen, a woman in Pinellas County was arrested after trying to exorcise a suicidal demon out of a child? What the?
She was very specific about what kind of demon it was.
Happened in Seminole. According to Channel 8, Pinellas County deputies arrested a woman on Friday after they said that she allegedly abused a child through a so-called exorcism. The arrest report from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said that shortly after this Friday night, I guess, encounter, a woman told deputies that she walked into what she thought was an exorcism. Deputies said a child was seen vomiting while the woman's roommate, Hope Alexandra Sullivan, 33 of Seminole, and Sullivan's sister prayed on the phone, encouraging the child to throw up.
What?
After leaving and returning 20 minutes later, the roommate said that she saw the child undergoing an exorcism, had a makeshift noose around her neck.
Oh, no.
And
Wait a minute.
a robe tie?
Is this a Halloween display?
What?
or
No, this was they're trying to exorcise a kid.
The power of Christ compels you type stuff?
The power of Christ compels you.
And the kid's like puking? It's just like the movie.
Yeah. Deputies said the child took the noose off her neck after some time. Good. According to deputies, the victim said the person on the phone was speaking another language to get the suicidal demon out of the kid. How do you determine that a child has a demon inside that needs to be exorcised?
I think any demon needs to be exorcised. Once you determine there's a demon, there's really no other choice.
I mean, you've never seen an overweight demon, have you?
All right, let me rephrase this. How do they come to the conclusion that there's a demon inside that needs to be removed? Come on. This is ridiculous.
How old is this? Did they say how old the child
They
was?
don't say how old the kid is. Just a child.
Probably the kid was, I don't know. I mean, the kid's scratching at its face and saying, I'm a demon. You know, I mean, I'd be like, okay, are you a demon?
Maybe the kid brought a note home from school, like Miss Rebecca's like, Mom and Dad, listen, I'm really concerned. April has a little demon, maybe.
There's stigmatas appearing on her hands.
I've noticed she's had problem focusing.
The stuff that happens right here in our backyard, the crap that happens in the Tampa Bay area is insane. We have people trying to exorcise a child in Pinellas County on Friday night.
Yeah.
So do we think drugs were involved?
Says
or
nothing of the sort. It doesn't.
do we think just a lot of Halloween movies were involved?
I mean, this is an awfully awkward time of the year.
Yeah.
Your mother sews socks in hell.
I mean, somebody's got to make socks.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the devil's actually really grateful to Mom for all the nice socks.
By the way, the actual line in
I
that
know
movie
it.
was a little different.
Mhm.
Yeah, a little different. I think they once did that on Saturday Night Live when I was a kid. I think I remember that from
The sock sewing.
yeah, I think that was from SNL. I remember that when I was 9 years old. I think I might have blurted that out in 4th grade.
It's good.
Yeah, at the George
I
W.
bet you
Miller
did.
Elementary School in Nanuet.
And you know what they would have
Yeah.
said? That little guy Todd is possessed.
He's a
we,
demon.
we need to have an exorcism.
Or he has some good Hollywood gossip and reviews of SNL.
Listen to this.
Or
A guy retires as a cop, and then he starts selling drugs in school parking lots.
it's about time to make some money.
What the? All right, Fester, that is irresponsible. Take that back. Retract that.
I retract that. I apologize to all the former law enforcement, now drug dealers that I've
This is
offended.
now in Maine. A former police officer has been sentenced to 4 years in prison on drug charges. Why? He retired from the force in January of 2021. 6 days later, he was caught dealing drugs to students in a high school parking lot locally. 55-year-old guy, Jeffrey Bishop, retired in January 2021. He was in law enforcement for 25 years. Said he wanted to retire, go out on top, and then 6 days later, he's dealing drugs in a local high school parking lot. He was caught giving a student hydrocodone and fentanyl, and 110 hydrocodone pills were discovered
Jeez.
in his old police duty bag in his home. what is this guy thinking? How do you retire after 25 years in law enforcement, and the next thing you know, you're dealing fentanyl and oxys or hydrocodone, whatever, in a school parking lot to school kids? Because when you do that, if you're on school property, don't charges get enhanced?
Oh, yeah.
In most places.
All right, so 25 years as a cop, you'd figure you'd know how not to get caught within 1 week of retiring.
Or he's been doing both of them for 25 years.
Man, that's sociopathic. There's something wrong with this guy, obviously. But that is absolutely insane. Hey, speaking of drugs, I have some. I've got some marijuana questions. Froggy, can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know. Why would you ask
Well,
me?
I don't. I'm just. Folks, hang on a minute. I have a couple of questions regarding marijuana, and I just don't know how this particular story that I have is even remotely possible. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So hang on. We'll get to it next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Don't move. Oh, and we start. Morning show on Q105. Yes, Fester, can I help you? You got to look. You got to look. You got to look. Hey, Roxanne, I got Froggy, I got Fester here. Now, Froggy, can I ask you a question?
Sure, I might answer.
All right, is it possible for someone to smoke 150 joints in a day?
Oh my gosh, that sounds pretty impossible if you ask me.
All right,
How many? 150?
There is audio, and there's profanity on it. I don't need to play the audio, but apparently Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Snoop Dogg, he has a professional blunt roller.
Yeah, I think it's a woman.
It is. How do you know this?
Because I heard him talk about it on an interview, and she had to actually audition with other rollers, and she won the job because she was the fastest.
Really?
If you get a job as Snoop Dogg's joint roller, you're like the best.
It's a blunt roller. She rolls blunts.
Hypothetically, how long does it take to roll a blunt?
I don't know.
Well, apparently she was the fastest, right? Is that the deal?
Yeah, she made the best and the fastest, apparently.
So it's a combination. You don't want just fast. You want, listen, I don't smoke pot.
You want proficient.
I've never smoked a joint in my life. I don't plan to ever smoke a joint in my life. It just doesn't interest me. If it interests you, then hey, listen, that's great. Super. Now.
Okay, I have to interrupt you for 1 second here because if he's doing 150 joints a day, so she has to roll 150 joints a day. If it takes, what does it take, 5 minutes to roll
It's
one?
actually blunt, so she's emptying out cigars and using the wrapper.
Okay.
So it takes even longer, probably.
So if it's a 5-minute job, that's 12 hours a day.
Listen, actually, it's a full-time job.
I'm sure she could do it in a minute.
All right, let me give you the details as we know it. That Snoop Dogg has a professional blunt roller. Do you remember the name, Froggy?
No, I do not know the name.
Bonus points if you remember the name.
I don't. Karen.
Nope. Renegade Piranha.
Ah, so close.
Yes. So that's her professional name. And she did an Australian radio interview earlier this week, and she claims that she's already rolled 450,000 joints for Snoop since she started doing the gig. She says, quote, I do about half a pound a day, which is somewhere between 75 and 150 joints. Now, when I think of a joint, I think of the white small joint cigarette versus a blunt is when you hollow out a cigar.
Every time I see Snoop Dogg, he has a blunt in his mouth. I've never seen him with a joint.
All right, Froggy, for the layman, explain the difference.
One's a cigar and one's paper.
Dude, I just explained it. Are you listening?
Yeah, but we don't trust your knowledge.
Everybody knows.
I have an
Everybody
expert
knows the
here.
difference.
I have an expert here. You
I'm
define
not
it.
an
I just said that a joint is like the white cigarette-looking small little dealio.
But are they different?
And the blunt is when you hollow out a cigar, you jam the marijuana inside the cigar. That's a blunt.
Yeah, I think Snoop is a blunt guy. Backwoods blunts.
By the way, we don't know whether Snoop smokes all of these joints or blunts himself.
Oh, he has entourage, I'm sure.
Well, and that's the point. Or whether the volume of these marijuana vessels are for his entourage, his crew, all of his hanger-ons, you know.
Hold on, that changes the whole story.
Well, we don't know.
Because you're like, oh, Snoop smokes 100 a day, or he goes through 100 a day.
What we do know is that Snoop Dogg's professional joint roller is rolling between 75 to 100 joints a day for Snoop Dogg. So,
supposed to be sitting there like an old cigar factory worker, just rolling them all day on
Yeah.
a bench.
hey, speaking of marijuana, one last thing here. I don't know if you saw this. I think I read this last week, that Uber Eats is going to start delivering marijuana.
Well, the convenience stores are going to have it. So
Well,
I'm
that's
sure.
medical marijuana. Like in Florida, Circle K's or some Circle K's are going to dispense medical marijuana.
If you can legally buy something from a store, why wouldn't Uber Eats or DoorDash pick it up for you?
Now, apparently, it started on Monday. It just started on Monday. But it's not in this country, though, but it's not far away. It's right over the bridge.
Mexico.
Toronto.
Okay.
All right.
There's no way these Uber drivers are going to be not pinching some of this stuff.
But wait a
Take
minute.
a couple buds here.
Hang on a minute. Listen, what about not them like partaking or getting high on whatever they're driving, or grabbing a little bit out of a bag? I mean, you have to weigh stuff. I mean, if you order, and this started apparently on Monday, so a couple of days ago in Toronto, Canada, Uber Eats is now delivering marijuana. First time ever, Uber is partnering with online cannabis maker and marketplace Leafly, which has lined up 3 Toronto area retailers to kick off the program. The retailer's staff, rather than Uber drivers, will handle the drop-off, according to the companies, but it's going to be through the Uber Eats platform. Now, here's the question. Do you think there's going to be an uptick in like carjackings, or are there going to be attempts where people are going to try to boost the delivery?
No, because that would be happening in front of dispensaries.
Yeah, I mean, you would. How would you know that?
What I'm saying is, if you are monitoring the marijuana operation, what if people hang out outside, they watch the vehicles leave, and then they try to, they follow the vehicle, they follow it to the house or the apartment complex or whatever the marijuana is being delivered to, and then they hold up the marijuana dude.
Oh, I got one joint.
Yeah,
Great.
marijuana. It seems really easy to get.
It might be a bag of bud. It could be. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think they're delivering one joint.
You don't know. I mean, people order one hamburger from Uber Eats.
If you go in front of a dispensary, there's people walking out with like a gift bag of anything they want. So why would it would be happening already?
Yeah, I don't see.
It just started on Monday with the Uber Eats delivery in Canada. I'm just saying.
All right, so the same logic would apply to fancy steakhouses that have Uber Eats.
Yeah, this guy's rich apparently.
You don't. Wait a minute. You don't see the difference with somebody getting carjacked or someone getting rolled or boosted over delivering marijuana versus delivering some nacho cheese fries and a burger?
All right, I'm not saying nacho cheese fries because that really doesn't travel well. But if you ordered like a stuffed crust pizza, and I know that's what's in that bag, and that Uber Eats guy, I'm like gonna pit maneuver him and take it.
Especially if you've just smoked marijuana and you're hungry.
Hey, I'm just saying. I have a crazy mystery here, folks. I don't understand this. This is blowing my mind. I mean, blowing my mind. I read last night that Clorox is recalling Pine Sol cleaning products because of a bacteria risk inside. Wait a sec.
Hold on. Wait, what?
So the product that's designed to kill the bacteria has the bacteria inside?
So it kills some bacteria, but not all bacteria.
Why isn't the bacteria that's apparently inside the Pine Sol being killed by the Pine Sol?
No, hold on. You guys are saying two different things. Roxanne, is it because it doesn't kill bacteria, or is there bacteria in the solution?
Well, what I'm thinking is it claims to kill bacteria, but whatever bacteria made it into the product, it doesn't kill it.
How's that?
No, it's...
The Clorox company has recalled certain Pine Sol cleaning products because of a bacteria exposure risk.
Oh, it's in the product.
Duh. That's what I'm saying here. That's why my mind is going...
Duh.
It's like, wait a minute. So you've got a product that's supposed to kill bacteria, but the product has bacteria in it?
It really only has one job.
Exactly. All right.
Okay.
The Clorox company is recalling certain Pine Sol cleaning products, according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Safety regulators said that consumers should immediately stop using certain Pine Sol cleaning products due to the possibility of them containing bacteria, including Pseudomonas aeruginosa.
Those sound serious. Those really sound serious.
If your immune system is strong and normal, that particular bacteria doesn't hurt you. It's only if it's compromised.
Exposure to the bacteria for people who have weakened immune systems or use external medical devices carries a risk of serious infection that may require medical treatment. Health and safety of our products, top priority, according to a Pine Sol statement. The following products with date codes beginning with A4. A4 is pretty good, but I prefer my Wagyu as A5. And the following 5-digit serial numbers below 22249, Pine Sol scented multi-surface cleaners in lavender clean, sparkling wave, and lemon fresh scents. And there's a whole list of these things, all right? But again, this is a product that's supposed to kill germs, and the germs are living inside the product. How does that happen?
Okay, because
Yes.
when you go to the Pine Sol official site, it says it kills 99.9%.
So
this
That
is the
explains it.
0.1%.
it's the 1/10 of 1% that's not getting killed inside the Lysol bottle or the Pine Sol bottle.
What have they been using to clean their factories?
I mean, seriously.
A competing product.
Fabuloso.
Fabuloso. I mean, is this not insane? I mean, how do you have bacteria inside of a product that is supposed to kill bacteria?
99.9% of the bacteria, according to
It's evolution. The bacteria
science.
has evolved.
I don't get it. I am mystified. I need like Mr. Wizard to explain this to me, please.
All right, so get this. Original pine scent, Pine
Yeah,
Sol,
right.
isn't on the list. It's just these newfangled scents.
The ones that actually look like Fabuloso.
The one that looks like grape and lemonade and,
Exactly.
and blue raspberry.
So it's the artificial coloring that kills the germs best.
I'm blown away by this.
No.
Did you hear the audio? I don't know if you guys heard this. Did you hear the audio? Andrew was working on it earlier. Did you hear the guy that's all pissed off because he claims that Olive Garden would not stop trying to upsell him on alcohol while he was eating? And he told them to knock it off. I don't drink. I'm also on work break. I'm not going to drink during my work break. Have you heard the audio of this?
No.
All right. Andrew was putting it in earlier, so I thought maybe one of you guys had heard this. And this is crazy. Guy says he is never, ever going back to Olive Garden. He says he doesn't drink, and the server would not take a hint. The server would not stop trying to push alcohol. And I know that a lot of restaurants, they have the servers try to sell the alcohol because alcohol is typically the highest profit margin in the house. They make the most money. Restaurants, bars make the most money on alcohol. It's the highest markup. You know, a bottle of wine typically is marked up 3 times. A pour is, marked up considerably. That's a known fact that alcohol has the highest margins, and a lot of the profit comes from alcohol sales.
Yeah, a lot of these restaurants you walk in, first thing they do is they go down to drink specials.
I want you to listen to this guy. So this guy went on a video rant.
I'm leaving the Olive Garden. Left the guy a $2 tip, and here's why. An Olive Garden needs to get their together. If I tell the waiter who is trying to push alcoholic drinks on me that 1, I don't drink, and 2, the employee that's with me, we're still working, you don't keep trying to push them. I am never coming back to Olive Garden again because that's the kind of BS that they want to push. No, that's not right. Y'all need to train your waiters better.
Jeez, what's this Karen's problem?
Well, because I guess he told them multiple times that I don't drink, we're working, we're on lunch break, and the server just kept trying to push alcohol sales on him.
How many times?
Come on, dude, just have a nip. 1 beer. Come on. Come on. Come on. I mean, could it have been that annoying?
Right?
I mean, he comes by with the bottle. He goes, I don't drink. He comes by with like a different bottle. What about this one?
Do we have any servers, any managers, anyone in the food and beverage business? Can you give us some insight? Can you call us up, fire up the phones? I would love to hear from servers or from anyone in the restaurant business. Do you work for a chain? Do you work for a one-off? I mean, you don't have to mention where you work, but can you give us some insight into alcohol sales and kind of the meetings before the shift begins? Can you answer phones in there, Andrew? I don't know if your phone is on ring because phones are ringing. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Can you give us some insight? And I was just fascinated with this guy. He shoots a video. He's like, I'm at Olive Garden. I told him we're not drinking. The guy keeps trying to push out the whole meal, apparently, trying to push alcohol on him. If you are in the business, restaurant business, whether you manage, whether you own, whether you're a server, give us some of the inside information on some of the meetings, on how they try to tell you how to push alcohol, how to upsell, how to move somebody from maybe a well liquor up to a top shelf liquor.
How to spot someone who looks like they'll drink a bottle of wine.
It's the nose.
Listen,
if you really want to know, it's the nose.
bulbous
If you have
nose.
a big red bright nose, that person's a lush.
So if you got like Bill Clinton rosacea or something going on,
Yes. I mean, that's
if your nose looks like Harvey Weinstein's genitalia.
pretty. Oh, okay.
Is-
Well,
All right, hang on. All right, let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. Hey, give us some insight here. We love to learn. So if you would like to tell stories of alcohol upselling or trying to push alcohol, trying to ram up the tab at the restaurant, because alcohol is the highest profit item in the house in a restaurant, give us some inside information or things I'm not even thinking of. Educate us on this deal. But clearly, this guy who's all pissed off at Olive Garden, the server, I don't know whether it was a bonus. I don't know whether it was some kind of promotion. Whoever moves X number of bottles of this particular wine.
and that's another thing. Sometimes there's
Yeah,
contests
exactly.
or something amongst the
See,
servers.
that's what I want to know. All right, educate us. Tell us stories. Fill us in. Give us the deets. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Will is in Orlando. Oh, look at this. Will says he's a food and beverage director. Hey, Will, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Welcome.
Hey, the markup is like 300% on alcohol.
Yep.
We actually get huge promos from vendors when they come in. They'll give us merchandise if we push their stuff. A lot of the time,
So like Tito's vodka or something. So there might be a big Tito's promotion, right?
Tito's will send it. Some of the garbage product will be the stuff that we push.
Some of
because
the
markup.
some of the garbage product is what you push because it's so cheap and the markup is ginormous.
Yeah, traditionally, the better marketing that they have, the more garbage the product is. Like, if you look at your tequilas, if you look at your, like, anything that's like a fancy bottle, it's normally lower quality. So stuff no one's ever heard of is the better stuff. Traditionally, the uglier the label, the better the product.
Like a glass of Sailor Jerry, ma'am?
Sailor Jerry. What type of liquor is that, Froggy?
I think it's a whiskey, isn't it, sir?
Sailor Jerry?
Oh, it's a rum, yeah.
Hold on. Did you make that up or is that real?
You never heard of Sailor
No,
Jerry?
Sailor Jerry is rare.
No, there's a real Sailor Jerry rum?
Sailor Jerry rum.
It's good stuff.
Great stuff. The label's terrible.
So is that why Fireball has all of these tchotchkes and marketing things?
Fireball.
All right.
Traditionally, the uglier the label.
All right, but hey, thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
You've never had Sailor Jerry's?
Oh, we tore up
I'm not-
Sailor Jerry's
I'm
back
not the
in
biggest
day.
rum
Guys,
guy either, but
I'm W and W. You guys know I'm wine
whiskey and women.
I'm whiskey and wine. I drink red wine and whiskeys. And, of course, whiskeys would include bourbons and rye and whiskey or scotch. Those
Give the
are
Sailor a shot. Tell me what you think.
It's a rum, though. I'm not a rum
Feeling in a
drinker.
piratey mood.
Hang on, let's go back to phones
I'm
here.
a WT girl myself.
Wine and
Wine and
Tequila?
Yes.
See, I don't like tequila at all.
no hangover.
And I saw that there's like an impending tequila shortage. Did you see that?
Oof.
Yeah, hang on. I'll try to dig that
Terrifying.
up. Let me go back to phones here, though. But if you're in the restaurant biz, if you're a server at a restaurant, or if you've ever been a server, give us some of the inside information on how they instruct you to push the alcohol, like this dude at Olive Garden. Ashton is in Waimama. Hey, Ashton, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how we doing today?
Doing well. All right, so what's the story?
So the story is, I work in downtown Tampa, and I have a bar and a tequila bar and restaurant. And, you know, people come there, about 46% to 50% of my sales come out of my bar.
Yep.
But then again, you know, people come there to drink. That's what they come there for. So, I mean, but of course, we're not going to push it. You know, I say push a couple cocktails, you know, feel out your table. If they want it, they want it. You know, if not, that's understandable. But I've also worked for corporate chains too, where it was the same deal. Push a couple, and if they don't want it, they don't want it. You know, but it was.
All right, so do they tell you when to back off? Do they tell you when to stop pushing?
Yeah, I mean, you should push a couple. If literally somebody tells you, "Hey, I don't want it," you don't get it. You know, the whole idea is to make the customer happy.
Right.
You know, and if they're gonna continually push it, that's on the server. I mean, could be on possibly the managers too. You know. Like Will was saying, you know, if they're trying to push that garbage product, it's because they got a promotion going on.
Yeah.
And they, you know.
Yeah, a lot of times, listen, I'm just going to throw out some numbers, but a lot of times with some of the lower end product, there'll be some kind of promo. You buy 5 cases, you get 5 cases free. You know.
Right.
And then what happens is the markup is even greater if you sell that product.
Absolutely, and that's what it comes down to. You know, is we're trying to make money. Everybody right now, you know, with the cost of inflation and minimum wage is going up. You know, we're paying our servers more, we're paying everybody else more, because you know by 2025, you know, minimum wage is going to be $15 an hour.
Now, I like the fact that when you say that if somebody doesn't want it, you just leave them alone. You don't push it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about this Olive Garden.
I mean, there's no point. You're just trying to make them happy. That's the whole point of it, you know? If you can't push booze, push dessert. You know, they're going to want some dessert or appetizers, you know?
Find their sweet spot.
That's what they're coming there for.
There you go. Thank you, buddy. Thanks, Ashton.
But MJ, this guy in the little Olive Garden video, he doesn't give any more details as to how many times the guy came to the table. If the guy came to the table twice, is this guy getting all butthurt over that?
If you're just tuning in and you didn't hear the Olive Garden video, this is a customer at Olive Garden, shot a video. It's circulating on social media. Here it is.
I'm leaving the Olive Garden. Left the guy a $2 tip, and here's why. An Olive Garden needs to get their together. If I tell the waiter who is trying to push alcoholic drinks on me that 1, I don't drink, and 2, the employee that's with me, we're still working, you don't keep trying to push them. I am never coming back to Olive Garden again because that's the kind of BS that they want to push. No, that's not right. Y'all need to train your waiters better.
What, has he never seen anyone drink and work at the same time? People do drink when they're working.
Here are some more details. The Olive Garden, he says, where he went was different. He said when the server came, Steven says that he and his colleague ordered Dr. Peppers. He says that they were looking at appetizers. The server interjected saying, "Hey, you want to get some alcohol started?" And Steven says, no. And he alleges that the server keeps pushing the alcohol multiple times.
I need a number. Right? He needs to quantify it.
All I have is the server allegedly continued to insist that they order alcohol. It was multiple times.
Order a beer, dude.
Then Steven says, I finally had to put my hand on the table and said, look, no, we don't want anything. We said no. Can we just get our Dr. Peppers?
Perfect Dr. Peppers and endless breadsticks.
Yeah, I mean, God, this guy seems real sensitive.
You know, honestly, if I'm Olive Garden, good riddance.
He says, as soon as you say no, that should be the end of it. I shouldn't have to give an explanation about why I'm not drinking, and neither should the guy that's with me.
God, this guy just got to have a sexual harassment training at work. As soon as they say no, it's no.
This guy sounds like the recovering alcoholic that is like really hard on drinkers.
The comments were Olive Garden waiter is required to push items. Managers give them a hard time if they don't hear them ask. What are they monitoring the servers? Hey, you only asked that table 7 times if they wanted alcohol. You know the minimum is 10. All right?
This is BS.
Let me grab one more call before we move on. Danny is in Winter Haven. Danny, MJ Morning Show, you're on. Welcome.
What's up, buddy? Good morning. I was a server at Longhorn for 10 years. Just left it, which is actually under the Darden brand, so it's a sister restaurant to Olive Garden.
Yep.
The corporate structure for the servers is very much, you know, our spiel is dictated by the managers. They do watch, as you just said, if you don't hit the points, you are, reprimanded for it, and they will watch you again to make sure you're hitting all the points. Now, there is a difference between the points that we have to hit and a server really trying to push something, but sometimes the points that we have to hit are too much.
All right, give me an example. Give me an example of what you think was too much on some of the points that you had to hit at the restaurant you worked at.
We should be offering alcohol and upselling different drinks about 3 times for a shift, and I would normally try to slide by with 2 because 3 times is too much. But also, you have to read your customer, and if they're not interested, then it is your job as the server and the management's job to let you back off from it. But I have a major problem with this Karen or Kyle or whatever you want to call him, because it's not in my mind, he probably hit it about 3 times, and that's not the server's fault. That's what he was told to do. And for you to leave $2, you're a piece of work, bro. Like, collect yourself and, do better. Like, $2 for a tip for a server that's doing his job, what he has to do while the manager's probably watching, that's unacceptable. He needs to go somewhere.
Gotcha. Now, Darden brands, if I'm not mistaken, are Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, Capitol Grill on the high end.
Yard House, Cheddar's, Seasons 52.
Yep.
We used to have Red Lobster, but they sold that.
Gosh, they sold the Cheddar Bay biscuits?
Yeah.
All right, Danny, don't fall for MJ's snarkiness here. He's never had a Cheddar Bay biscuit.
I never have.
Right.
I just know about them. I was on a Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office ride-along years ago. I was with Steve Lewis, and we were pulling through the park. It was some kind of issue, and we were in a parking lot, and it was a Red Lobster parking lot, and there was a line out the door for lunch. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? He said, Cheddar Bay biscuits, bro. That's what he
Place
said.
is good.
Yeah, I'll do some bad things for them biscuits.
No
buddy.
kidding. And here's MJ kind of smugly mocking you, Danny, without you even knowing it, because he's never even had one.
Danny, thanks for calling in, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
How strict is it? Like, do they take you to a breadstick beating room if you don't sell enough? I mean, what is Olive Garden? What's their manager's problem?
So listen, Steven's ticked off.
I'm watching you.
You smash your head in a big pot of pasta fajoule.
Steven's like, stop it with the alcohol pushing.
I'm leaving the Olive Garden. Left a guy a $2 tip, and here's why. An Olive Garden needs to get their together. If I tell the waiter who is trying to push alcoholic drinks on me that 1, I don't drink, and 2, the employee that's with me, we're still working, you don't keep trying to push them.
Nope, the manager's listening. You got to push it at least 3 times.
Are they working at the Olive Garden? Is that what he's saying? They have papers on the table?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. Maybe it's
loser.
computer.
It's work time.
Laptop.
Go to your office.
Hey, Rox, and listen, don't take offense to this.
Okay, that's a great way to
You
start a
know,
conversation. That's always a
Yesterday we were talking about things people say that really drive you up a wall. When they start a conversation with, don't take offense to this.
don't take offense to this.
No,
but
because
I'm going to be offensive.
Because you're the one with boobs in the room.
Well, I mean, one of the two of us.
Oh, that's what I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now he's going to take offense to
I had to
this.
get the fat joke out before Froggy did.
All right, I'm sorry.
You were quick.
That's fat guy defense mechanism 101.
No, this is not snarky. This is not. I'm not being
critical.
No, I'm not trying. I'm not being harassing at all. It's just that I think that your opinion on this or your knowledge of this might be greater than ours.
Okay, let's see if I can help you.
I keep seeing stories about women, quote unquote, freeing the boob.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've heard about this.
Yes.
It's a whole movement where women are ditching bras. I don't know. Did this come out of the pandemic?
I think it came out of like the 1960s.
I know that. I know that this, but did this get kind of revitalized and did it take on new life with the pandemic and so many people working at home? And remember, we talked about people because so many folks working from home, they weren't wearing bras at home.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I remember us talking about just bra sales and fancy lingerie sales going down during the pandemic overall as a whole. The same way that comfort clothes is kind of, sweatpants were hard to find for a while because people were buying things that you would want to just lounge around in.
Okay, so what are your questions?
Okay, and
thank you, Roxanne.
Here is the latest item. I tell you, I've seen probably a dozen stories over the last couple of months about so-called freeing the boob and stories about women that stop wearing a bra every day to work.
I wear a bra every day to work. I do. But as soon as I get home, I take my bra off, and I don't always wear a bra if I'm doing other stuff, like
Is this
going to a restaurant.
Is this wait a sec, say that again?
I mean, and sometimes I don't wear a bra if I'm like just.
So you wear a bra to work, but
Always.
sometimes when you go out socially, you go braless?
Yep.
So what if this guy what if this guy here wanted to take you to Olive Garden and not buy you drinks because,
I'm with my braless girlfriend, Roxanne.
If we were working, if we had our laptops out, I would have a bra on.
Now, the question I want to ask here, is this really an issue? Do we have listeners that are listening now where there are coworkers that are newly not wearing bras? Because I keep seeing, is there a reason why I keep seeing the story about women are so-called freeing the boob and women are showing up to work without bras, where traditionally they would typically have a bra?
I'm fine with that.
Well, listen, I'm not trying to sexualize this. This is
Me
not,
either.
It's a comfort thing.
Yeah, I want women to be comfortable. I would never even look in that direction.
I would like to ask our listeners, is this a thing? Are people really not wearing bras and showing up at work, whereas prior to a certain time or pre-pandemic or whatever, are you now seeing people not wearing bras at your office or wherever you work? Is this an issue? The reason why I'm bringing it up is I keep reading these stories. Here's one that I just saw from news.com.au. So it's one of the big Australian news websites. But I've seen it here, in the United States as well. I stop wearing a bra every day. Yes, that means I don't always wear a bra to work. I feel liberated. Forget free the nipple. I'm into freeing the whole damn boob, both of them. I've been thinking about my boobs lately, partly because celebrities, they go into, like Olivia Wilde. Did Olivia Wilde make a big deal out of, not wearing bras?
She didn't have no bra on.
Yeah, I saw a picture of her.
What is that?
What was that?
You don't know what that is?
No.
What's that from?
It's one of my favorite clips ever.
From what?
It's an old David Allan Coe song.
Oh,
He walked up to Trucker Betty. When he walked up to Trucker Betty,
is this an issue?
She didn't have no bra on.
She didn't have no bra on.
Is this an issue? Have you had any kind of an incident in your workplace, your office, where a woman or some of the women have stopped wearing bras? And maybe it's obvious. Is this whole free the boob thing, is this pervasive?
I feel comfortable only taking calls from women on this one.
800-990-1047. I don't care if it's a man or listen. A man can call in and say, "Yeah, we have had an issue with women in the office or the workplace that have gone braless." But listen, men or women, I don't care. If you got a story, you got a story.
Yeah, men could do free the bag. Or
what?
Free the
boys.
Free the boys.
All right, get out of here. All right, 800-990-1047. I want to know if this is really a thing. I keep seeing the stories.
I remember hearing this a while ago, and I just found the story. It's true. They did a study on 300 women and found that bras make breasts sag. I don't know what.
Isn't it supposed to be the opposite?
Well,
I mean, I haven't had my National Geographic subscription in several years, but I beg to differ.
Okay, this is one study, so I don't know if this is true or not, because you would think that. I think gravity is going to get the best of everybody at some point.
All right, let me give out the number again. I don't know what kind of calls. I don't know what kind of volume. And I guess this is sort of a barometer. Is this an issue? Are women really freeing the boob at work and not wearing a bra? 800-990-1047. Observations, any encounters, anything happen in your place of business? Have you noticed what we're talking about? Is this actually happening? Or is this just some kind of a media hyped up content generating story? All right, 800-990-1047. Phones are lighting up here. Two women already screened on hold. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Let's grab Jackie. Jackie, you're up first on this MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi, Hi, how are you? First time caller.
Well, thank you, Jackie, first-time caller in Lakeland. Go ahead, Jackie.
So I'm an HR manager, and this has absolutely been an issue. I work at a manufacturing company. I won't say which one. And I do have a young lady that refuses to wear a bra. She comes into the workplace production floor every day without one, and then constantly complains that guys are looking at her. And
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. Hold on. You're an HR manager. She is braless on the factory floor, and is she filing an HR complaint that the men are staring at her boobs?
yes, it's such a problem.
Oh, man. See, now we're talking. This is exactly why I brought this up. How old is the woman?
She's in her 20s.
All right, so she's on the young side. And does she wear clothing that accentuates the fact that she's not wearing a bra?
No, she normally wears T-shirts that are roomy, but I think it makes it worse because when she flips it around because she's hot, the production floor is hot, you can clearly see that she does not have anything holding those girls up.
So what is the resolution? Have you told her she has to wear a bra? Is that something that HR can demand? How do you deal with this?
So I absolutely have told her that she has to be more conservative and mindful when you're working around a bunch of men. The majority of the population on the floor are males, and the fact that she's not wearing appropriate attire doesn't mean that she should be subjected to anything harmful, but as far as the uncomfortability with staring, she has to be mindful of how you can mitigate those issues.
Wow, look at that. First call is fantastic. Now, if I asked you what you manufacture, would that give away the company you work for?
It would.
Is it well known, whatever you guys make?
Well, maybe I guess it would. We make boxes.
Oh, you make boxes.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, yeah, the box lady of Lakeland.
I have no idea. Hey, listen, Jackie, thanks for being a first-time caller.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
Hey, Jackie, one quick question, if you don't mind, and maybe you can't say this, but what size? Oh,
okay.
She's gone. Okay. Well,
are you looking for boxes?
Wait a minute. What size boxes do you make?
Were you going to ask
Is that what you're going to ask? What question? What was your question?
No, my question was, what size bra did the woman probably wear? Because I'm getting some texters. They're making good points. Like this one lady's like, I'm a 36D. There's no way I'm not wearing a bra. It does sometimes depend upon
how
the
big, size of the
right. That does come into play.
The girls or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go right back to phones here. Let me give out the number again, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Right back to phones after I give you the cash box word. This hour's word is week, W-E-E-K. Just text the word week nationwide to 45911 before quarter after. Got a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. All right, back to the phones. Lisa is in Tampa. Lisa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Lisa, go ahead.
So I work in a community clinic environment, and so the population is more on the 40s and 50s. So I think I'm the one that has, when I see people in the Middle Ages and up without the bras, it's not pretty. So it might be pretty on the younger ones, but it's just really terrible when you got the older folks and the tatas just here and there.
Okay, so you're noticing a lot of people coming to your health clinic braless.
I'm sorry?
So you see a lot of people in your line of work braless coming into your place.
Yeah, they're just older, and I guess, I feel proud that they're freeing their tatas, but at the same time, it's not that pretty. And I myself am a big girl, so I couldn't fathom working 1 hour with these things just,
Flipping and flopping.
I got you, Lisa. Thank you. Appreciate it. Madison is next on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Madison, welcome.
Good morning.
Madison, is this an issue with women going to work without wearing bras?
I think for asking the wrong question and saying, is it an issue? I think it's really helpful for women, especially for me, who suffer from severe chronic back pain. I have since I was 16 years old, and it's due to the fact that I have larger than triple D cup size, and it's very difficult for me to bear that weight on my shoulders with a bra every day.
All right, so wait a minute. Whoa. So you've got larger than triple D, and you're saying a bra makes it worse?
Correct. It puts all the weight on my shoulders, and it's actually caused neck and rib issues for me.
All right, so with that large of a chest, they're just free?
I do prefer to either wear kind of a tank top underneath sometimes, or even just kind of a concealing shirt. I don't flaunt it on purpose, but, it's hard to hide such a large chest size.
Madison, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Have you ever considered a breast reduction?
I have. It's very expensive, and my insurance will not pay for it.
Your insurance will not pay for it? What if you have a doctor that says it's medically necessary?
It might be possible. I'm not sure. I've never had a doctor recommend that yet.
All right, Madison, I wish all three of you the best of luck.
Thanks.
All right, have a great day. Wow. What is there like a size? She said larger than triple D. Wouldn't that be like
E?
Does that go to E?
I mean,
or
yeah.
I don't know how that
I'm
works.
not in that range. I don't even know.
Mary, if you're just tuning in, folks, I just have noticed in the last months a bunch of these stories about freeing the boob and how there's a trend that women are going to work without bras on. And women are like, screw it. You know what? I don't like bras. I'm just going to free the boob. And it's sort of a thing. It's sort of a movement. And I'm just asking, is this real? And it seems we're getting a bunch of calls here. Mary Ann's in Tampa. Hey, Mary Ann, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. Hey, I don't know if it's so much freeing the boob as a lot of women never like to wear a bra in the first place. It's just not comfortable. And I worked in the law firm setting, in trial every day. You could wear a cameo and a suit jacket, and you never know you didn't have a bra on.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Is that something you do?
Well, I'm retired now, but I did. And no one knew. Because you had tailored jackets with a cameo, and basically it covered the parts that anyone would be possibly looking at.
Right.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So it flew, and it was comfortable. Now I'm 67 years old, and I refuse to wear a bra.
Hold on. How old are you?
I am now 67,
Gotcha.
and it feels good not to have to wear one.
Good.
Got a girl.
There you go.
There we go.
Does that make sense?
It does,
Yeah, it
Mary
makes
Ann.
perfect sense.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Again, the demographic spread on our show. 21-year-old caller. Did she say 57 or 67?
67.
Yeah.
Okay, so one person said, for the women in my office, they complain about hot flashes and the Florida heat, so they ditch the bras for comfort.
All right, Darren, first guy on this. Darren in Tampa. Hey, Darren.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. What's the issue?
My previous job, I would see a lot of women from their 20s probably to, I want to say, before they hit their 30s, following that trend.
No bra.
No bra, free the nipple. I'm not one to say what one should wear, but I don't think the workplace, especially an office place where the attire is supposed to be business casual, is appropriate.
Not boob casual?
Not boob casual, especially being a supervisor and then your other employees are complaining and then
All right, so Darren, you were a supervisor. What time? This is your old job. What kind of job was it?
I could just say that it was in an office setting and a call center.
And I mean, what percentage of the women were not wearing bras?
On any given day, I want to say about maybe 10 to 15% of the women.
Gotcha.
And this is on the floor of about 500 people.
Wow.
So
yeah.
That's a big floor.
So were you calling people at your call center? Were you trying to check on their extended protection?
Like your co-host said, what if dudes wanted the freedom boys?
Yeah.
Hey, Darren, thanks for the call.
Free the boys.
I appreciate it. Good call, Darren. All right, let me grab two more. We got to move on here. Crystal is in St. Pete. Hey, Crystal, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
are you?
We are well.
I'm
Go
from
ahead.
New Jersey, and I love this station. This is my favorite station.
You said you're from New Jersey and you love our station.
Yeah, I just moved here in July, along with everybody else.
What part of Jersey?
North Jersey.
So did you listen to Elvis Duran on Z100?
Yes.
And how do we compare? How does the MJ Morning Show compare to Elvis Duran on Z100?
I love it. It's like you guys are one and the same, but it's one of my favorite stations only because of the music that you guys play, too. They play a little bit more, I guess, pop music.
Yeah, I mean, they're a top 40. Yeah, they're a top 40
stuff.
station.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, Crystal, what is your observation on freeing the boob?
Okay, so I was calling for two reasons. One, I work in the medical field, and I do see a lot of older women not wearing bras. I don't know if it's because they feel like they come to the doctor, they really don't have to. But my daughter is 22, and I think it's more their era, I guess the Gen Z era that doesn't really believe in bras. So it's crazy that the first couple of callers, they were like 20-something. But, yeah, they definitely have an issue with wearing bras. I feel like it's appropriate, especially when you go out, but, you know, to each his own, I guess.
Crystal, do you ever go without a bra yourself?
No, only when I'm home because, you know, you don't want them flopping around and then, as you've heard, men staring at you and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just a matter of choice, but I have seen it in the older crowds and in the younger 20-something-year-olds.
Thanks, Crystal. Appreciate the call. Welcome to Florida.
No problem. Thank you. Bye, guys. Have a good one.
You too. All right, one more call.
Some sexy dresses you wear, you can't wear a bra with them. Like if you're going out and you're wearing
like the strapless dress or something.
Yeah, and you can't.
Right.
And so, you know, that's.
Yeah, I don't know if this is talking about necessarily evening wear.
This is at the workplace.
Right.
Yeah, this is at work. I don't think you're wearing
But some people are
strapless
saying-
cocktail dresses to the office.
but some people are saying they don't leave the house. They would never, like I'm getting texts, I would never go out in
Right.
public without a bra. Well, sometimes your attire dictates that you not wear one.
For galas.
Yes.
And fundraising events.
For the
Right,
debutante.
Roxanne?
What about the debutante ball?
Roxanne was at a gala just last weekend and
Yes.
she was wearing a braless outfit.
One last call, then we got to move
You
on.
can't wear bras for balls.
Michelle is in St. Pete. Hey, Michelle.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. Go ahead.
I work in construction. Obviously, I'm a female. I work in construction. I have always worked in a man's field, and I can say that men will look at you, bra or no bra. I personally will say a little larger than double D on most days, most of my life. I don't like to wear a bra either. It's uncomfortable. But I also know women who have HS, and they get HS bumps under their breasts, which results in them not being able to wear a bra. So my thought is men need to keep their eyeballs up, and women too.
All right. And what do you do in construction? Are you actually in the field building stuff?
I go in the field, yes, but I manage the office.
Ah, gotcha. And if you don't mind me asking, Michelle, how old are you?
Almost 40.
Gotcha. All right, Michelle, appreciate the call.
Yes, sir.
I think it's an issue. I think it's a deal. I mean, I went to phones. I keep seeing the stories about this trend of freeing the boob. That's what they call it, free the boob. Women that are just not wearing bras to work. And, well, looks like we had a whole slew of phone calls. What are you laughing at over there? Roxanne,
Well, they got their own little thing going.
Yeah, what is going on? Why?
Writing notes, more notes.
You know,
Roxanne, I have
Fessy, you talk about distractions, and you're like the biggest offender on the program. All right, so what are you guys laughing at?
Because Fester was going through that list of, oh, you can't wear bras at balls, you can't wear bras at galas, and so then I wrote Fester a
Roxanne
note.
writes to me. I am the victim of this letter writing campaign, and Roxanne writes, bras for balls would be a great fundraiser. Okay? That's what she wrote. And she's laughing at herself. Okay?
How would that fundraiser work?
And don't get me started about interruptions on this show.
All right, that's
You guys are just over there having
But I drew a
hoot.
logo.
That's a terrible, terrible idea. That is.
It's a great
I
logo.
drew a logo for the
I don't even get your logo.
I drew a logo for the Balls for Bras fundraiser.
Fester, just,
and maybe
just
she's laughing at your logo.
Just put it down. My God, what is the matter with you?
Listen,
you got no room to talk.
I think we should have a fundraising campaign.
Let's talk. I want to talk about scrambled eggs for a minute.
Okay.
And I've seen first of all, we do everything on the show. 1 minute we're talking about, braless women.
Now we're talking about breakfast foods.
We're talking about braless women. Now we're going to talk about scrambled eggs. And I saw again last night, and this refreshed my memory. I meant to bring this up like 2-3 months ago, and for whatever reason, I forgot about it. And then while I was doing my preparation last night, something else popped up in my feed. I was like, oh, man, I forgot about this. I'm not going to forget this time. Do you know what the secret is to, like, really fluffy, great scrambled eggs?
I do.
Okay. Roxanne does. So
of course,
Roxanne. Just let
knows.
Roxanne tell you, and let's move on.
No, I won't say it.
No, go
I
ahead.
won't say it. I'll write it down.
All right, write it down. Let me see if you are correct. What is, according to food scientists and chefs, what is the secret to scrambled eggs? Why do you get scrambled eggs?
This is a radio show. We could just say it.
Well, hang on a minute.
He's going to say it. He's going to see if I was right.
I want to know if Roxanne's right first.
You could tell her right after she says it.
Why are scrambled eggs better in some places, like restaurants, than maybe what you can cook at home? Because people have noticed that. Why are the scrambled eggs at some restaurants, why are they just better than anything I can do at the house? All right, so Roxanne, what do you think the secret is? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yes.
How long have you known this?
My entire life. I've known this. My mom has done this since I've been a kid.
Who taught you this?
My mom.
But who taught your mom this?
I'll have to find out.
Her mom.
Wow.
Yeah, that's her mom.
I mean, what do you mean? I've heard that before. You've never heard adding that one?
You saw it? What is it, buttermilk?
No, it's not. Some people think, you got to add milk to eggs. No.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Like that much water. Oh, sorry.
It's water.
Oh, sorry.
It's water.
It's water.
Yeah, just a little bit of water.
Just adding water.
Like a tablespoon per egg or a
yeah,
little less.
That's it.
Yep.
That if you just add water to your eggs, what happens is the water steams up in the cooking process and it fluffs the eggs.
It does. You have to cook them really fast when you do that. Yep.
Isn't a fluffer another thing?
It's about a
no, it's eggs.
It's about a teaspoon. What do you hear? A teaspoon or a tablespoon?
I do less than a tablespoon per egg.
But you got to try this, folks.
Might as well just spit in it.
The water creates this restaurant quality result, and apparently this has been like a chef's secret, and this is why sometimes you're like, man, I can't get these same type of eggs at home. Try water. Up to a tablespoon, I guess somewhere between a teaspoon and a tablespoon per egg.
Mm-hmm.
What I see here is a tablespoon per egg.
Yeah, yep.
So you do a little less, but this says do a tablespoon of just regular water. Crack the eggs into the mixing bowl.
Read it like Julia Childs.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Crack the eggs into the bowl.
Yes, and then you just fluff them up like I do my husband. Yes.
This one says up to a tablespoon, but when I look this up in other places, some places say a half a teaspoon.
All right, now read it like Gordon Ramsay.
It's a half a teaspoon, you donkey. Get out of my restaurant.
I guess the amount of water varies from a half a teaspoon up to a tablespoon of water per egg.
Pretty dramatic spread in water, but still, just add a little water and your eggs will be a lot
You know what
different.
else I do? Well, I guess it depends on the size of the egg, whether it's extra large eggs. But I also like to take the gunkies out of my eggs if I'm doing scrambled eggs.
The gunkies? You mean
those
the stringy things?
Yes.
But I don't get that all the time.
dude, you gotta leave. Who am I? Okay, I'm in the dining world. I look really cool. I have a lot of accessories.
Oh, it's Guy.
Let me tell you.
Guy Fieri.
How'd you know, man? I cook food and I do rock kicks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Fieri on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Guy, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm just accessorized to the gills. Look at all my bracelets. Look at my earrings.
Let's talk about that disaster of a restaurant you had in Times Square up in New York.
Let's not talk about that, dude. Let's talk about some diners, dive-ins, and drives, man.
Is it a diner drive?
Is it? I'm drunk. I don't
Is
know.
it a diner?
Drive-ins and
diners, drives.
It's drivers,
drivers,
diners,
what
and
the hell's-
drive-ins, man.
What the hell's the name of the thing?
Diners, drivers, and dinners, dude.
That's why they call it Triple D.
No, it's
what is it?
It's diners,
drive-ins,
dives, and drive-ins.
Diners, drive-ins, and
dives. Okay, gotcha.
And I told you guys, man. Check me out. I'm never gonna not spike my hair.
So, Guy, tell me about your favorite kinds of eggs.
Oh my God, dude! I love all kinds of eggs. I love runny eggs. I love eggs over easy because they look like boobs, dude.
Guy. Is your secret to fluff your eggs putting like hair gel in the eggs?
Man, I get little LA looks and I just mix it up, man. You know how it is. LA looks like you know.
All right, but Guy, what is your favorite kinds of eggs?
You know my favorite, man.
No,
you know.
what is it?
Fertilize! Rock kick!
All right, thank you.
Rock kick!
Ladies and gentlemen, what are you saying?
Rock kick, man. I'm a rockin' cook that does rockin' kicks.
Does he do that?
Yeah.
He does.
I don't know that he kicks.
He does rocket like
He does
kicks.
this. He goes, this is how I cook. I gotta make it eggs. I'm making eggs. That was awesome, man.
You know what?
Like Eddie Van, dude.
This is actually a really bad Guy impression.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for having me. Check me out on drivers, diners, and what is it?
I forget.
I'm out of here.
Oh man.
Oh my God! First time Guy Fieri's ever been on the show.
And
I guess Guy Fieri in real life hates eggs.
Yes, he actually does.
He hates eggs.
Yeah, I've
Really?
actually seen.
Right, so it's actually really funny, Froggy.
Thanks, man. You know.
Don't forget the Powerball jackpot is up to like $700 million. And no winner on Monday night's drawing, so the Powerball hits $700 million tonight. The cash value is less than half of that. Yeah, the annuity value, if you take the payout over like the 30 years or so, $700 million. But the cash value is $335.7 million as of right now. But that number might go up. You know, the final drawing number probably going to be a little more because so many people are going to go buy tickets. So this is a large jackpot. This is one of the larger jackpots. What did I see? Is this like the seventh largest jackpot or something, or the sixth largest jackpot? So it's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah. So I will, again, the number is big enough where I will stop and buy $10 or $20 worth of quick picks on the Powerball. I was going to do it on Monday's drawing, but I forgot. And then it's always a relief when, oh man, thank God nobody won, because I got a real shot for Wednesday night's drawing. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this one, man. This is the day. This is it. My lottery ship's gonna come in. Who am I fooling, man? I might as well just take the $20 bill that I'm gonna drop at the Winn-Dixie.
Yep.
Right up the street here when I leave the studio at 10 a.m. I might as well just take that $20 bill and just open up my window on the Howard Franklin and just let it go.
Well, that's not the right attitude to have. You gotta have positive mental attitude.
Well, that's obviously reality, man.
You gotta manifest it, as they say. Isn't that what Roxanne? You manifest stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Works out
manifest
well.
a win.
Yeah, just speak it into existence. I'm going to win the lottery. I'm going to win the lottery. And then boom, $7 million.
Guys,
Or
do you
700 million.
remember the blank that I issued at the beginning of the program? I read you a sentence with a blank, sort of like Match Game 76.
Ooh.
Do you remember what I did first thing this morning at 6 o'clock?
How could we forget?
Roxanne
I said,
remembers.
Roxanne, what
was
did
it?
I say?
I forgot what you said 2 seconds
come on,
ago.
guys.
What
I
did you say?
remember you said,
What did I say?
my neighbor got mad at me and smeared blank.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to this. It's time to fill in the blank on the MJ Morning Show. This is an actual headline. This is a story. My neighbor accused us of stealing his parking spot, so he smeared blank on my new car.
Are we guessing?
Yes, Guy Fieri, would you like to play before you leave?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here, so if you want me to take a guess.
All right, so Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
What do you think the neighbor smeared on the brand new car?
Guy Fieri's new barbecue kicking sauce. Yeah.
What is it?
Get it at your local stores. Kicking barbecue. We call it Kickin' Q.
It's Guy
Is it barbecue
Fieri
sauce?
Guy Fieri's new kickin' barbecue sauce?
Is that it? It must be.
No, it's not.
I just want to say, I went on a Carnival cruise where they had like the Guy Fieri hamburger area.
Yeah, man, we just hooked up with them.
It was the best burger.
Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Fester went on a cruise, last year?
Yeah, this year. 2022, yeah.
It was this year?
Yeah.
Fester goes on a cruise out of what? Out of Port Everglades?
I took one out of Tampa and one out of I did 2 cruises.
Okay. So Fester goes on a cruise, and the biggest takeaway are the Guy Fieri burgers at the burger bar.
You don't understand.
What do you mean I don't understand?
Because my wife and I had a whole...
You go on a cruise, and your favorite thing is a burger.
Okay. My wife and I had a whole conversation while we're eating the burgers in all moans. It's like, oh my God.
It's disgusting.
Then we get back to our inside.
You're making me nauseous.
Then we get back to the inside cabin and have another conversation. All moans.
Guy Fieri's going to puke right now, man.
It's the new Guy Fieri puke burger. But seriously, you said that the Guy Fieri burger were you on a Carnival boat or what? What were you on?
Both cruises I took were Carnivals, and I guess he's partnered with them, and they're an excellent burger, Guy.
Do all of the cruise ships now have the Guy Fieri burger?
I think all the Carnivals do. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All the Carnival ships have the new Guy Fieri burger.
I have to have Carnival call me and get me on another cruise.
Guy, I'm sorry. Your answer about your barbecue sauce being smeared on the neighbor's car is incorrect. Nope.
Damn.
Apparently, this out-of-his-mind nut job was caught on camera smearing feces on his neighbor's brand new car because they took his parking spot. Also, it's believed that the neighbor poured urine through the letterbox slot on their front door.
Oh, man, that's some old school stuff right there.
So is it, I mean, I hate to ask this, but is it?
No, don't. Stop. Stop.
Where could you have at? What?
She could be asking a million different questions. You have no idea what she's going to ask.
Feces species.
What?
Feces species. What kind?
Oh, okay. There you go.
Feces species?
What kind? A dog?
Is that like Reese's Pieces?
All right. I don't know that Halloween week you need to associate Reese's Pieces with feces of species.
I think you're probably right. But listen, it's just another example of people are nuts. People are absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And I think the pandemic absolutely changed people. I think we obviously had plenty of nut jobs and wackos, before the pandemic, but people changed. I'm telling you right now. Like people that I know, friends, people that were friendly and they'd always call you up and, hey, what are you doing this weekend? It just seems that a lot of that just changed. Do you notice the same thing? Or?
Yeah, what I notice is people who are my friends that I want to do stuff with, I don't do stuff with them. And so because I just think we do less, maybe. I don't know why. But that's what I notice. I don't notice that people are meaner, but I just notice that people are less social.
The Kanye West situation continues to get worse because since our last program yesterday, additional places have dropped him. Was Foot Locker part of dropping him yesterday? I can't remember. I've lost track. But does Kanye West have any remaining business associations? I think he's still with his music label, and I think there's pressure for the Universal Music Group to dump Kanye. But Foot Locker, if you're keeping track at home, ladies and gentlemen, with the whole Kanye West deal, where Kanye West delivered some anti-Semitic remarks, said he was going to, wake up and go all, DEF-CON, not DEF-CON, but DEF-CON, what do you say, 3?
3, only level 3.
On Jewish people. And, of course, this has caused a whole firestorm. It took Adidas a while. There was a lot of pressure on Adidas. And Adidas yesterday finally announced that they were severing ties. That's a big deal. because last year Adidas and Kanye sold over $2 billion in merchandise. And Adidas, they got to be saying at Adidas, they got to be saying, what is wrong with this mental case? He's just screwed up this whole situation. We had an amazing situation, billions of dollars in sales. And, here, Kanye West with one tweet and comments, the guy wrecks this multi-billion-dollar business arrangement. And clearly that added significantly to the Adidas bottom line. And Adidas was backed into a corner. First of all, Adidas does have a Nazi Germany history because it's a German company. The founders were the Nazi party early on.
So they got to really be ahead of this whole thing.
Yeah, but they were late. They were late to the game. So Adidas was getting some blame after the Kanye West comments. Adidas was late to the game. And then finally we heard early yesterday morning that Adidas had walked away from Kanye. They're canceling everything. Foot Locker is pulling all of the Yeezy merchandise off the shelves. Balenciaga, the high brand fashion house, they're canceling their relationship with Yeezy, with Ye, or whatever the hell he's called these days. Kanye, Ye.
Just call him Kanye.
I'm going to call him Nut Job. Yeah, Froggy's right. The Gap. I thought the Gap deal was winding down, but I might be wrong.
So, he has problems. He bashes them too.
Okay, but have we noticed? I mean, he's always been a little kooky, but that's an understatement. The spin out is.
You mean this flame out? Spin out, flame out,
everything.
Meltdown?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, this is because of Kim, right? I mean, that's subsequent to Kim. They're not getting back together.
He had mental quirks.
He did.
Before the ending of the Kim Kardashian relationship.
Agreed. But this is,
It seems like it's spiraled additionally out of control. But like the audio bite that we played yesterday, which we have here, this is unbelievable. He thought that he was invincible. He thought that he could say anything he wanted, even racist or anti-Semitic things. I think he legitimately thought that he was so big that he could say and do anything and it would have no effect on him. And he's clearly learning otherwise right now, to the tune of $1.5 billion, because Forbes magazine yesterday, they took Kanye West's net worth from $2 billion down to $400 million. They claimed that the Adidas relationship was worth $1.5 billion. And remember, prior to Adidas pulling the plug and saying, dude, you're out, Kanye was like taunting them.
The thing about it being Adidas is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
I mean, that's maniacal.
He almost needs a demented laugh at the end.
I mean, but the way he's delivering it, and what you gonna do about it? You're really gonna walk away from $2 billion in Kanye Yeezy sales, Adidas? Yeah, Adidas, I dare you. You're not gonna walk away because you love the taste of that Kanye money. I mean, that's really essentially what he's saying here.
The thing about it being Adidas is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me.
All right.
Now what?
Now what? Yeah, come on, Adidas. And Adidas took a pair of Yeezys and shoved them up you-know-where.
That's what. Listen.
Yes.
This guy has fallen up his whole professional career.
Oh, you think he's going to fall up from this?
Up until like a day ago. Everything seemed to work out for him. He'd say the dumbest things, the stupidest things, piss off all kinds of people, and he'd get a Balenciaga endorsement deal.
But it's not like this. This is a whole different matter.
Now it's a tipping point for him.
He was delusional. His world was not real, and I think people actually, they catered to him. I think they emboldened him. They enabled him, and I don't think he's fallen up anymore.
But none of these self-righteous companies who stands for diversity and refuses to stand by people who make these statements thought for a second to stop him earlier? They were embracing him up until, I don't know, a week ago?
His craziness sold shoes.
He is buying Parlor. We were
Yeah,
talking about it
that
earlier.
came
Oh my
out-
God, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But Parler is like a wacky social media site. I've got, I squatted my name on Parler, but I haven't been on that thing in over a year.
I mean, you talk about a social network platform that has no traction.
Yeah.
It's that one.
It's almost like he's blowing up his own career.
You might as well say Kanye's trying to buy MySpace. Okay, big deal.
Hey, Froggy, you
That's not
brought
true.
up the point yesterday, and it's something that I had actually said that I thought of the prior night. But Froggy wanted to know, could this push Kanye over the edge where, man, he might take
Who knows what he could do?
Fly and leap off a bridge or a building or something.
Yeah.
Pull a OJ on Kim.
You know what that would sound like?
Why would he scream yay as he's falling?
Oh,
Because his new name is Ye.
Oh,
he wants everybody to know.
I was like, who's going to be happy?
I don't know. How to
Hey,
joke one over.
Tracy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Tracy.
Good morning.
Go ahead, Tracy. You want to comment on Yeezy and Ye and Kanye and this whole meltdown?
Yeah, I think it's all planned. He wants to go out on his own, and he's been trying to get out of his contract for a while. So,
Well, how do you know this? Why do you think that he was trying to get? You think he was trying to get out of the Adidas contract?
TikTok.
Hold on. Whoa. Say it again.
It's all over TikTok.
Well, the TikTok's a Chinese communist spy operation, right?
It doesn't change the interviews that he's having with people.
It's all over
and
the
they're putting
Q105
them on
text line,
TikTok.
too.
It's,
All right.
it's all over TikTok.
All right. I don't think that if he took advice from somebody, it was pretty crappy advice. Because I don't know. It doesn't erase the anti-Semitic comments.
I think that he's just going as deep as he can to see how far he can push them before they finally break.
So, Tracy, you think he can recover from this?
I mean, he's already a billionaire.
Well, not anymore, according.
He's got a huge following.
He was a
People
billionaire,
are still
man.
going to follow him. The same people that like him are going to continue to like him.
All right. Hey, Tracy, thanks. Tracy, do you own any Yeezy stuff?
I do not.
Too bad you didn't hit
do
the
not.
Gap yesterday. They had it all on sale.
I just find it all interesting, so I follow it.
All right, Tracy, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
There's better designers
have a
out
good day.
there.
You have a good day as well. Let me grab Paul. Paul's in Apollo Beach. No, I'm not going to take calls on this, except for the ones that are just calling in. Paul in Apollo Beach. Hey, Paul.
Hey, good morning, MJ. How are you?
Doing well. Go ahead.
Listen, I just want to make sure that people understand that this is what happens when people think that there's definitely something wrong. I want to say mentally or something with this.
No, you're right. There is something wrong. Kanye West, he's admitted to mental problems. He's done interviews. He's been what? He claims he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you know what? The message that I want to bring is this is not the first time we hear people with influence like this in the United States, MJ. I don't know if the audience that this was on national TV. When you hear somebody saying, I can shoot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue and get away with it, people, wake up. Something is wrong. This is what Kanye did. Exactly the same MO. People, we need to wake up.
Well, listen, there are massive egos, and there are people that think that they can do and say anything with zero consequences, and we've seen many examples of this. You're 100% right, Paul. Thanks, buddy. Have a great day. All right, Roxanne,
Yes.
I want to talk about this email that you sent me, and you sent me a note. My kid had a lockdown drill,
Yeah.
and you find it sad.
I know it's necessary.
I was more intrigued with what they tell the kids
Yeah,
they're
I
locking
know.
down for.
It's true.
Really?
It's true.
You didn't make this up?
No.
All right. So Roxanne's oldest daughter is 41. All right. No, I'm kidding. All right. Roxanne's oldest
first
daughter
marriage.
is 5.
Uh-huh.
And she's in kindergarten, right?
Yes.
She started kindergarten.
Yes.
And her school does lockdown drills.
They do. And they seem to do quite a few of them.
Yeah, I mean, fairly regularly. And you get a message as a parent before the lockdown drill that it's going to happen.
And you're telling me what you emailed me last night. This is 100% right?
100% right. Yeah.
At 5 years old, they tell the kids that this is a lockdown drill because they're just making the kids aware and ready and prepared for when a lion escapes from the zoo.
Yeah,
What?
that's
Why would
what,
they? What?
That's what they tell.
Listen,
That's
my
what they're
kindergartner.
telling.
Yeah.
They're telling you. So your kindergartner thinks that there's a chance that a lion is going to escape from the zoo, and that's why they're going into their lockdown drill mode?
She tells me exactly what they do. She goes through all the steps, and you stop what you're doing immediately. You don't put your stuff away, and then you walk over here because if a lion escapes from the zoo, you can't you don't want the lion to know you're in that room.
All right, so wait a minute. They're not telling the kids that this is a lockdown because of bad people or
No.
bad guys or whatever. They're saying that's the way they condition these kids. Okay, a lion has escaped from the zoo. We have to do a drill and prepare for this potential event.
I think they also pepper in the bad person, the
Yeah,
bad
okay.
guy.
So my son is in kindergarten also, and in VPK last year, he came home and told me
Rhinoceros?
they had he said, Daddy, I knew about the lockdown drill.
Okay.
So I asked him
Right.
about it, and I go, why did you do that? And
Jeffrey Dahmer?
He said the bad man.
Oh, he said the
He
bad
said,
man.
Yeah, if there's a bad man at school.
Do you think that
Or a lion.
Or a lion. I would rather they have told my son a lion's going to escape from the zoo instead of him thinking a bad man's going to come to his school.
But does that jade kids to thinking that they're looking for escaped dangerous zoo animals versus
Right.
a bad man? Maybe it's not the right thing. Maybe you need to tell the kids from the beginning that some people are bad. Maybe
I think what it is.
maybe you're not properly educating and training the kids if they're looking for escaped zoo animals.
I'm Principal Joe Exotic.
I think
Didn't Curious George once open the cages and let all the
He did.
animals out?
Yeah, there's
right.
a book about that.
Isn't that a book?
And they went right to the elementary school.
They went right. They went right to Roxanne's kids' school.
All right.
I can just imagine next time we're at Zoo Tampa or Busch Gardens, boy, they better be doing a good job keeping these lions locked up. Show up at my school.
I think at 4, 5, and 6 years old, 7 years old, I just want them to act a certain way after they're instructed to, not necessarily need to know that, there's nut bags with guns going into schools.
Yeah, my kid knew. She was the first time she told me about it. She said, "Yeah, that it's for bad guys or for lions, escaped lions." And she goes, "But I think it's kind of more for bad guys." Like she's a little bit onto it, but they keep trying to feed the lion stuff.
Yeah.
So Monday she told me about lions.
Let's watch some Nat Geo stuff, and I'll scare the hell out of
By
them.
any chance, are they having the kids chant lions and tigers and bears? Oh my!
No, don't say a word. We
What?
don't want the lion to know you're in the room.
No, they just sing in the middle of the night.
No, be quiet.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Why did you say there are big monsters and trolls outside? Like a M. Night Shyamalan
Listen,
movie.
I think Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm telling you, with the success of the Netflix series,
Yeah. There's a man-eating cannibal outside, children.
Exactly, and he might try to pick you up at a bar. I think that's great for 5-year-olds to have to understand that. No,
It's the gray area where some of them are more aware and some of them aren't.
Yeah, I don't think that they're doing a service to the kids by having the kids think that there's an escaped lion versus a bad man or bad person.
But more beyond the words "a bad person," I don't want them to get any more detail into it. I'll scar the kids the other way.
Exactly.
I'd rather them fear African prairie animals.
How about gazelles?
Yes,
Gazelles are harmless.
I'm kidding.
So beautiful.
Unless they charge you.
You get a gazelle horn up the, you know what?
That's not pretty.
Exactly. There is an urban legend that is circulating again, and through the assistance of social media, people are sharing this story, this warning. I've seen it probably 24 times in just the last week. There is no substantiation to this danger, this warning. People are believing it, but there is no truth to this. All right, hang on. What is it? We'll tell you next on the MJ Morning Show. And I've talked about my aversion to racks on top of vehicles that are carrying all kinds of stuff.
Every time I see those, I think of you now.
Oh man, people hauling crap in their cars or pickup trucks.
Are you talking about like trucks, like ladders and stuff? Or are you talking about like luggage racks?
You know what? Let's talk about all that because we've got something very, very serious we need to talk about. And then I've got a question about a lost ring story. A ring was found, and you're not going to believe what happened next after a metal detectorist like Froggy found the ring, tracked down the owner of the ring, and you're not going to believe what happened next. This is insane. All right, all of that's quite diverse, ladies and gentlemen. And all that's next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Don't move. We're back in a minute. Q105 MJ, along with Roxanne and Fester and Froggy. A lot to cover. Let's dive in. First thing before I forget, though, quick NFL update. This is the NFL on the MJ Morning Show. Did you hear about the belief that a ref from last week's horrific Carolina Panthers Bucs game was asking Mike Evans for an autograph in the tunnel after the game? Did you hear about that?
So
I heard that rumor from Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw news reports that the NFL was investigating their referees. And then I saw a still photo of Mike Evans wearing the red Buccaneers jersey right after the ass beating at the hands of the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
With two refs standing behind.
Like in the tunnel, walking through the tunnel, and somehow there was like a supposition and the rumor started spreading. Oh my God, the ref was asking Mike Evans for an autograph, and the NFL investigated, and the NFL said no. There was no attempt to ask Mike Evans for an autograph. So,
sign my white stripe, please.
So here's the thing. I've been to a couple of NFL games.
Yep.
I've been on the field for a few different ones. And when the game is over, the refs sprint for the tunnel. They don't dilly-dally on the field. They don't shake hands with the coaches. I've seen them. They run for their room, mostly to get away from angry fans. But I thought it was awkward to see the refs even talking with a player during a game time. But they weren't asking for an autograph. I mean, why would you ask for Evans when Tom Brady's right there?
All right. The NFL investigation found that officials did not receive an autograph from the Bucs' Mike Evans. Yeah, 2 NFL officials were investigated by the league this week after a troubling video surfaced appearing to show side judge Jeff Lamberton. How do you say it? Is it Lamberti? Oh, I'm sorry, Lamberth. Yeah, the print is really small on my phone. Lamberth, and then line judge Trip Sutter. And the video appeared to show them approaching Buccaneers receiver Mike Evans for an autograph after the Bucs lost 21-3 to the Carolina Panthers. However, the investigation concluded that the officials did not ask Evans for an autograph, according to the NFL said in a statement yesterday. After speaking with the individuals involved, we've confirmed that the post-game interaction between side judge Lamberth and line judge Trip Sutter and Mike Evans did not involve a request for a game for an autograph. Both Lambert and Sutter have been reminded of the importance of avoiding even the appearance of impropriety when interacting with players, coaches, club staff on game day, including during the pregame and postgame time periods. The whole, apparently per NFL media, the whole incident had to do with golf lessons. Mike Evans and the 2 judges both attended Texas A&M, and the official was getting Evans's phone number to pass along to a golf pro so that Mike Evans can get golf lessons.
Well, this sounds convoluted.
Okay, so it's even worse. He's asking for his number?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, they're all guys and they can all be friends. But as my daughter would say, I saw the video and this looks really sus.
It looks sus, man.
This looks really
it's all sus.
Evans is just walking into the tunnel, minding his own business, and you can even see the refs coming up behind him. Hey, Mike. And he turns around. Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, yeah, how about you give me my number?
What was the old word? Sketch. Man, that's sketch.
Sketch
that's
and
sketch.
sus.
Sus and sketch.
That's half my daughter's words right now.
Sketch and sus?
Yeah. That guy over there looks sus.
Sus.
He's pumping his gas.
Does she know that it means suspect?
Yeah, she knows. Suspicious. It's suspicious.
I'm sorry.
Suspicious.
Suspicious. There we go.
But it looks really sus and sketch, this footage of Mike Evans in the tunnel and the 2 refs getting his number.
It does look like he's signing an autograph, but obviously it's not.
Hey, Froggy, what type of noise does your metal detector make when it detects metal?
There's different noises.
Can you give us some mouth impersonations? Beep 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 beep. What is that?
That's that means like you got yourself a coin, a good coin maybe.
Do that again. Beep beep
beep beep. What does like a brick of gold sound like? What if you found somebody's implanted metal medical device?
Beep 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 beep.
Oh, okay.
There's they all different sounds. Anything. A penny is like, a penny's copper, so it's like, burr, burr.
What about a ring?
Ring.
It makes a ring sound? It
Yeah.
does ring?
No, it doesn't.
Tells you ring.
It doesn't.
What if you find a necklace?
I've never found a ring.
The reason why I'm asking about a ring is this is a very interesting metal detector story. It turns out, and I don't usually do these foreign stories, but this one intrigued me because I got some questions. This happened in the UK and the United Kingdom, and a metal detectorist found a long-lost ring, or what was believed to be a long-lost wedding band. Steve Andrews is the operator of Jersey Lost Rings Metal Detecting, and he found a ring on St. Albans Beach in Jersey, UK, last month in September. He wanted to try to return the ring to its rightful owner, so he posted a picture in the Jersey Channel Islands Lost and Found Facebook group. So I guess it's a local area Facebook group.
Okay.
And he wrote, it's hallmarked for 1989, wedding band a long way out in St. Albans Bay. Might have been there for up to 33 years. Long shot, I know. Anyway, it was quickly shared like over 100 times. A couple of days later, Mr. Andrews gets a bite. The original owner contacts him and said, I don't want the ring back. In fact, I want you to re-lose the ring.
Yeah, throw it even further.
This was a 1989 wedding band, and it looks like it's a gold wedding band. I mean, probably, 14 karat gold? Unless they were cheap ass and went 10 karat.
Did you say you found that he was in the water? He was water metal detecting?
The guy was, I don't know whether the tides are out or the guy was on a beach area, St. Albans Bay or whatever. I don't know much about this location. I'm sure we can look it up on Google Maps, but it's like a gold ring. So
yeah, but she didn't want it for an important reason.
The person contacts her and says, yeah, I need you to re-lose that ring. Apparently, she explained that she threw the ring away after a bad divorce and said, can you please throw it away again?
She just threw it in the water.
He wrote in the Facebook post, okay, I'll pop it back in next time I'm down there.
What?
All right, I got a question. Why would you toss a gold ring away why do you sell it for scraps and just sell for spot gold to just have it melted down? Sell it to a pawn shop or something. Why would you throw a gold ring away? If you want to erase the thoughts of the wedding, you want to erase a bad divorce or whatever, then just have the ring melted down. Get the cash. I mean, even if it's, 10, 20, 50 bucks, whatever.
I think sometimes the physical object is what holds the sentimental value more than the value of the actual object.
So why
this
do you
was just symbolic for her. She just wanted it to go away.
Well, if it's melted down, I mean, that really gets rid of it. I'm thinking that if you just throw the ring in the water, it's still out there.
No, it's a finality to throwing something in the ocean.
No, it's a finality if you take a sledgehammer and you bash the thing to crap, and then you walk it down to the pawn shop guy with 3 teeth, and you sell it to him for scrap gold.
Take it.
No, those things are worth nothing. It's a man's ring, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
a
just
band.
a band.
It
It's like $20.
Hold on, you're telling me that a gold man's traditional wedding band is only $20?
I mean,
with the price of gold?
How much was yours?
A golden band, I mean, can't be more than a couple $100 now. And 30 years ago when she threw it, it was next to nothing. The cheapest band you can buy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd be excited to find it, but I would keep it.
I have not had my wedding band on since June of 1994.
Yeah, but how much was yours? I remember when you said how much yours was.
It was like $155 or something.
Yeah.
You got it at Zales, right?
No, I didn't. I got it. Where did I get it?
Every kiss begins with K. That's where you got it, right?
I don't think they'll fit your fat little finger anymore.
Would you go down to Guido the Diamond Guy and you buy the big rock for Michelle and you realize Let me just give you this little Flintstone here looking band for you.
Hey, where did I get my wedding band?
I think that same jeweler sent it.
Did I get it from where I got your ring?
Yeah, I think you just ordered something.
So where I got your diamond from Maurice the Diamond Guy in Long Island City. He got me the wedding band?
Yeah, I think he just,
When was the last time I had that wedding band on my finger?
Probably our wedding day.
It was.
I don't remember you ever wearing it since.
I never wore it
mean,
since.
I
think I took it off right after the ceremony. I think I walked into the banquet or whatever the reception. I think I walked into the reception. I think I already had the ring off.
So disrespectful.
His girlfriends won't appreciate it either.
Meanwhile, what?
What'd I say?
What?
What's Froggy? What are you saying
I'm
over there?
just kidding.
Yeah. Meanwhile, here we are. Michelle and I just celebrated our 28th wedding anniversary.
Aw.
And, hey, where is the ring? Do you even know where it is?
I think it's in some little jewelry box.
Oh, that's right. I know where it is. You know what?
Yeah.
Should I bring it in tomorrow and see if it fits my finger?
It's not going to fit your finger.
That would be exciting.
Hold on. Why would it fit my finger?
For the same reason.
Oh, can you imagine if it got stuck on my finger and it cut off circulation? We had to call like 911 to remove it?
That would be
No,
great.
you just use butter.
That's a butter shortage.
Okay.
Oh, Crisco.
You know what? I'm going to dig it up, guys. I might bring in my wedding band, which has not been on my finger since June 26th of 1994.
Find it and do a renewal of the vows.
That's the whole segment, Roxanne. We're just thinking about just doing this a quick little vignette part.
Or should I just toss it into Tampa Bay?
You know what? This is home for you.
That's great.
So this Jersey, if you don't know, and I know you probably do know.
The island of Jersey.
It's actually a lot closer to France, but that particular beach is inside this little cove, and they found it. The beach is right about here. Wow.
I just don't know why the lady wouldn't say, just keep it, melt it down. Why didn't she melt it down and sell it for scrap?
How do we know this is really the lady who owns the ring, according to a Facebook post?
Yeah.
I mean, I put up a picture. Hey, this belongs to somebody. Somebody writes, it's mine. Throw it back. There's no proof here.
Michelle.
All right.
Are you going to get rid of your Yeezys now that Kanye's melted down?
I don't have any of those.
I'm kidding.
Yeezy heels.
Oh, my God.
She's got the Yeezy Louboutin collaboration.
No.
You got them brown bottoms?
How many pairs of those Louboutins do you have?
None.
Yeah, 0. Yep. Michelle has 0 Louboutins.
Okay.
Roxanne, how many do you have?
0.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I told you this the other day.
Oh, that's right. We did bring that up.
I have 4 pair, and I got them from the cross-dressing store, and they fit beautifully. Size 15 men's.
All right, Michelle, I'll see you in a bit, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, this is circulating again online. It's on social media. It's on the video sites. It's popping up in the discussion groups. It is not real. This is urban legend. This has been circulating before. It's circulating again. If you've heard the story, to be careful if you go to your car, especially if you're a woman who is alone and you find a black zip tie on the door handle of your car, it does not mean that sex traffickers are going to kidnap you. For whatever reason, this is making the rounds. You know, you got these stupid videos on that stupid TikTok thing, which is a Chinese spy operation. You saw the latest. Did you see the latest? Was it Forbes? There was a story that popped last week that TikTok was actually using the site to track some Americans.
I bet.
That the Chinese Communist government, that they were tracking Americans through the use, some specific Americans, like actually tracking their whereabouts and their location through the app. And I've said this many times on the program that the Chinese Communist government has access to all of the TikTok data, and we're just essentially just giving them a big Trojan horse is what's going on here. But this stupid video is making the rounds again. This has been an old urban legend. There is nothing to it. And the story goes that a father claims that his daughter works in a city. finishes work at 3 o'clock in the morning and then drives home. But he noticed something strange on her door handle 3 times in a row. He claims to have spotted a black nylon zip tie. You know, the zip ties that you put cables together with?
Yeah.
And, you pull them and they go zzz. Don't put them on your finger, man. Don't do that.
That's no joke.
No, it's not. You'll have a purple finger. That thing's going to fall off like Harvey Weinstein's wiener in 2 seconds. All right, so this guy claims that for 3 days in a row found black zip ties on the handle of his daughter's car and cut them off. Next day, zip tie was back on. And then the story is, which is not true, that he says, I didn't know what it was. I kept cutting it off. And then he says that his brother told him that it's an alert to let sex traffickers know that somebody is vulnerable and that they're alone. It is not true. This is an urban legend. This is one of these, internet spooky scare deals. That's
Copy
it.
paste. Everybody puts it on their Facebook.
Jeez, it's again. I'm sure there are plenty of people listening right now that have been. Oh, I got this email. A friend sent me this. I got a link to this video. Oh, it's a big warning. Oh, watch out for black zip ties on your car door handle. There's nothing to it unless someone wants to creep people out now and try to pull pranks or spook people by putting zip ties on. But there are no organized bands of sex traffickers that are marking women's cars with black zip ties to demonstrate that they're alone and vulnerable.
Good to know.
There's always stuff like that going around.
Yeah, urban legends, once they get out there and somebody believes them.
Oh, geez. And you know what? They'll get squashed for a while. They'll get tamped down, and then
A lot of them have to do with sex trafficking too, which is a real thing.
Well, but then they get tamped. Let me finish my sentence. They get tamped down and then they pop up again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That was it. That was my complete sentence.
All right. In the middle of my incomplete
No, you
sentence?
took a breath.
Okay.
Got in there.
All right. All right. Speaking of cars, and Fester, I don't like crap that people haul on their roof. People with unsecured loads it drives me nuts.
We have the neighborhood scrapper that just drives up and down the road like once a week, and he's in a beat up truck, and he'll look for anything. You put something on your curb, he'll take it.
Yeah. I took some recent pictures, and they're on my Instagram feed at Certified MJ Radio, and they're probably a little further down now. But over the last couple of months, I took a couple of pictures of pickup trucks on the Howard Franklin Bridge going home after the MJ Morning Show with the most dangerous-looking unsecured loads I've ever seen. I mean, all kinds of crap like dangling and hanging off. Like one little jolt or a bump could send like a weed whacker or whatever through somebody's window. And it's just dangerous. Well, guess what? My fear and my caution is not for naught.
What happened?
A driver was killed by a roof rack that flew off somebody's car.
Oh, man.
When you say a roof rack.
Had a kayak on it.
Okay. A lot of times, like the kayak racks are accessories that you add to your car.
A guy died. This is in Schoolcraft County, Michigan. Never heard of that. But a guy died, freak accident. A roof rack went flying through the windshield of his truck. Troopers with the Michigan State Police told WLUC that a Chevy pickup truck driven by Matthew Morgret was driving eastbound on M28 at the same time that a Honda sedan was driving west carrying a kayak on its roof rack. Trooper said the roof rack and the kayak came loose from the Honda and went right through the windshield of the guy's truck. And it was a bad day for that dude.
That sucks.
The guy's wife was a passenger in the truck, but she was not hurt. Yeah, the kayak also fell off the car. That struck a third vehicle. It was the roof rack that went through the guy's windshield.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
no.
Man, how do you know if that stuff? I mean, I see it all the time, especially here in Florida. I see, and you know what? It seems that those kayaks and roof racks are 99% of the time on a Subaru Outback. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. It's like, doesn't Ted have a Subaru Outback or something?
Yeah, that thing's sweet.
Does he have kayaks on the top of his thing?
No, but he has spinners on his rims, so it's really good.
Hey, Ted, you got kayaks on the top of your car?
Well.
But listen, I am not fearful for no reason here. Here's an example of crap coming loose.
Yeah, it happens.
I mean, you always wonder if that's going to happen. And here's a case where it happened.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I would say. Remember we did the story earlier, I think it was last week, maybe the week before. Remember the story about the late night TV guy, James Corden?
Yeah. Oh, I've been following that.
Yeah. So the story was he was banned from Balthazar and other restaurants owned by this particular hospitality group because allegedly James Corden was rude to a server and that he bought himself a ban. Anyway, I guess James Corden's apologized. Did he grovel a bit? I think he apologized on TV. But the point I'm trying to make here is there's another late night guy, and reportedly, Conan O'Brien is not a rude Delta Bravo himself. Allegedly, Conan O'Brien fired a staffer when the crew was at a restaurant for some kind of an event with the Conan O'Brien staff. Conan O'Brien allegedly fired one of his staffers because the staffer was rude to a server in the restaurant.
Oh, so he's opposite of Mr. Corden.
Now, how about that?
Wow. Conan's, a super nice guy, I guess?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Stands up
That's
for
a
servers.
mess.
What
Holy crap. I'm looking at a live shot of a tractor trailer that has, it's not a jackknife, because a jackknife is when the cab's all turned 45 degrees against the trailer.
Looks like it crossed over.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There is a traffic mess on I-4 in Polk County, and there is a tractor trailer that is literally wedged between, it looks like Jersey barriers, the concrete walls. It looks like the tractor trailer is wedged, blocking every single lane, completely, totally perpendicular to I-4 in Polk County.
Yeah, this came from the other lane. You can see it's a construction lane going through that zone.
This is eastbound I-4 in Polk County. Do we know where it's near?
Between exits 44 and 48. 44 and 48.
Between 44 and 48, Polk County, I-4 eastbound, and there is a 53-footer that literally is wedged, and it's blocking all 4 lanes of I-4 traffic. My God. And this, just happened?
It might have happened in the last half an hour.
There is nothing. Look at the 2 Publix trucks back there. There are 2. Yeah. I'm looking at live video right now. You got 2 Publix trucks back there. This is a standstill. The tractor trailer is effectively a cork that is just blocking the entire. Hey, here's Pat. Pat, come over to mic number 4.
Come over here, Patty.
All right, Pat, our traffic guy, has just walked down, and we're looking at this tractor trailer that is just totally plugged up every lane.
Yes, and you can see what happened. It was going westbound, and it couldn't stop for whatever reason. Maybe it backed up, so it decided to go into the median and went across through that concrete barrier, went across the interstate through the other one, and it's stuck right there now.
Is that what happened? He tried to do a U-turn on I-4?
No. He put a brake. Let's say his brakes went out.
Oh, wait. All right. So maybe he tried to avoid rear-ending.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So the traffic was, he maybe hit his, and then
he went through the first wall,
across the median, smashed through the Jersey barrier.
Right. This is all in that construction area through Polk County.
Now, where is this?
Out in the area of US 27.
Lake Alfred.
Approaching that area. This is where that's
it's
at.
like past Polk City.
Champions
Is that
Gate.
near where you exit to get up to What is that up there? Mount Dora or
Right in that area, sure.
What's the other area right up in there?
It's going toward Orlando or coming to Tampa. It's on the
Kissimmee.
It's on the eastern side of the Polk Parkway.
Gotcha.
But on the eastern side, east of Auburndale, west of
is that near where the
Davenport.
old Ted Williams Motel used to be in that area? Remember the Ted Williams Motel?
No,
I don't know.
No one remembers that?
Ted Williams
I remember it, but I don't remember the location.
There was a Ted Williams Motel.
Yeah, that was the boardwalk and baseball exit.
Yeah, they had his head in a jar right on the front desk.
Yeah, it's near the Polk City area.
Can you start this again?
That's a mess.
Start that because I think they stopped westbound.
No.
Well, they've got to. Westbound appears to be moving. Is that a live shot?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a while to get this track. They're going to have to get like those heavy record trucks.
They got them.
Calling out steps right now.
Yeah, get steps towing out there.
This is. I feel bad for anyone that's on I-4 eastbound. Say it again.
Yeah, if you're leaving Tampa heading toward Orlando, just put the brakes on it.
Good
for
job,
a while.
Pat.
Oh, that's a mess. So where was I? Oh, Conan O'Brien firing a staff member. So a former staffer at Conan O'Brien revealed that the host once fired a crew member because they were allegedly rude to a server in a restaurant. And this is on the heels of the James Corden deal, another late night guy where he himself was rude.
I did find out why James got in trouble for being rude, why he was mad.
James Corden?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know. We already talked about that.
Well, no.
It was because of his wife's eggs.
No, it was his Corden Blue.
Oh, wait. Is that a play on his name?
Roxanne.
You know that
I get a quack quack?
Did Roxanne call for a quack quack because she made a James Cordon Bleu joke?
His golden showers on the studio?
You know, I have never seen chicken cordon bleu on a menu anywhere. Those are sold. Those are sold in the freezer case at Costco.
Yeah,
and I've never heard anybody try to pull off a James Corden Blue joke. It was awesome.
Okay.
Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, we did mention the westbound lanes are now open, right? Yeah. So westbound is now moving, but what a mess on I-4 out in Polk County. If you're headed eastbound, that's gonna suck. All right, final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next. When we get back in just minutes, interesting little take on dating apps. Do you know what percentage of people that are not single that are on dating apps?
Oh, man.
It is a pretty startling number. Hang on, we'll get to that and a whole lot more next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Oh, and a great Halloween tip. Coming up in just a minute. Hey, if you... wish this guy would just shut up. Now Antonio Brown is defending Kanye West. What is wrong with this guy?
Okay.
He's as crazy. I mean, they're two peas in a pod, as they say.
Was he working for him in some capacity?
Yeah. So Antonio Brown is the president.
Donda, right?
Presidente, you're right, of Donda Sports.
Yeah, so he is a big executive now, apparently.
How about that?
I guess he's in a suit and a tie every day running the show over at Donda Sports.
When he's not busy on Twitter calling
Executive
out Tom Brady.
meeting, everybody. Antonio Brown, AB, says it.
Got to be kidding me. Antonio Brown. Now, he's saying that all of Kanye's comments are taken out of proportion. Anyway, Antonio Brown is a nut.
Yeah, man. That's why they're boys.
And a backstabber after Tom Brady tried to help Antonio Brown out, and then Antonio Brown has totally stabbed Tom in the back and, poking and prodding with the whole Gisele Bündchen situation.
That's trolling to its highest form.
That's a mess.
I had a dream. Now that you just said that, we talk about Tom too much on this show because I had a dream about him last night. I just remembered.
Oh, sex dream?
No.
Really?
No, it wasn't a
you
sex dream.
see your opening to strike
Yeah.
because with Giselle out of the picture.
Are you kidding me?
With Giselle
No.
out of the picture and Doug is dangling the marriage thing in front of your face for
Yeah.
10 years
No,
now?
no.
Tom
And
would never.
you're still not wedded? You're still just engaged?
Look, I am number 2 in Doug's life. I would be like number 58 in Tom's life.
Oh,
so,
boy.
let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'm number 2 in Doug's life. Is Derek number 1?
Yes.
Okay, listen.
That's right. Derek is number. Yeah, Derek Jeter's number
I'm
1.
number 2 behind number 2. No, our kids are first. Okay, but anyways, I have to tell you, the dream was about him teaching Daviana how to play football. It wasn't like a sex dream.
No, but the symbolism.
That's where it was going to go if your alarm clock didn't go off.
Exactly. The meaning, the depth of the dream. Yeah.
Did he score?
You're getting, let me interpret that dream. You are getting tired of Doug dangling the marriage situation.
No.
You're 9 years engaged or something like
7.
that. Folks,
Exactly. 7
I'm
in
talking
5 days.
about
And Doug.
That's right. Talking about
Oh, my God.
Doug.
7 years. How many points do you get with a touchdown? Oh, wait. 6.
And then the extra point.
Usually 7 if you have a good kicker.
Yeah, that's what that means. That means that
I thought the 7-year itch.
You're thinking about a single Tom Brady.
No. Yeah.
That's exactly what you're thinking about.
No,
Hey,
it's because of the song you played, the
Yes.
jingle, the Tom Brady jingle.
Oh, God, don't mention that again.
I know.
the Tom Brady song.
Brady Bunch.
Are you talking about Brady Bunching, which was
Yeah.
amazing?
Oh, yeah.
Here's the story of a man named Brady who was busy playing football with his team. He was old at 45 with lots of it seems.
45 years old, man. There's a lot of shit going on.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who is busy with kids and a big home. And when he unretired, she was all alone. Till the one day when the lady told this fellow that she sat down with her lawyers at a luncheon. And he knew that he was now in trouble. That's the way that they became the Brady Bunchen. The Brady Bunchen. The Brady Bunchen. That's the way they became the Brady Bunchen.
Oh my God. I mean, the brilliance of Bunchen and Luncheon, my God. It just doesn't get any better than that.
You are so proud.
The Brady Bunchen, the Luncheon, those.
Lunch on.
That's lyrical genius right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, speaking of single folks, this number is much higher than I thought. We have data that is showing that about 42% of the participants on the dating apps, on average, are not single. So dating apps where you think you've got a single woman, you got a single guy, or if you got 2 single guys or 2 single women, or you got theys and the he and thems and whatever, you would think that if you're on the dating app that you're open for business, that you have the availability to play the field. But that is a big number, that On average, 42% of participants in a recent survey are not single.
At what point in the dating relationship with their person they meet online do they tell them that they're not single?
Now, the breakdown is 30% were married and 12% were in a relationship. So that's how you get the 42%. But what it says is that they are not technically available. They're just there to screw around, to have little side flings, side rides, whatever the story is.
You know, some guys, I know a couple of guys who are on these apps and they aren't single. They just enjoy the textual conversations back and forth and have somebody to banter with.
Oh, yeah, just textual? That's it, just...
I mean...
So it's emotional cheating? It's not physical cheating? Is that what you're saying? You know what? We ought to go to phones here quickly.
Wait, why is texting emotional cheating?
Really? You don't see why?
No. I understand that
All
it's cheating,
yeah.
but I mean, like, what's the emotional component? It's like
because
it's either physical or emotional.
It's not physical. It's more emotional, that you're having a relationship with somebody outside of your spouse or your significant other.
I thought emotional affairs is like when you give flowers to someone and
I
be really romantic.
I think it's all part of the same thing.
Flowers?
You're
talking
like
about
emotional and romantic.
In the final moments of the show here on this Wednesday, let's see if we can get a couple of calls. And if you want to remain anonymous, and listen, I fully understand. If you don't want to use your real name, I have no idea what kind of volume. I don't know how many people are going to call in on this, but are you married or are you in a relationship which is supposed to be solid and sound, but you're playing around on some of the dating websites? Whether it's Tinder, whether it's Plenty of Fish, whether it's Match or whatever.
Farmers only.
Farmers only.
There are a bunch of them out there. All right, 800. We only have minutes left in the show, so I only have time to get a couple of calls here. Are you hitched? Are you involved, but you're still messing around on dating websites? Tell us why. 800, hurry up, fire up the phones here. We only got a couple of minutes left in the program today. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Let's see if we can just kind of dip our toe in, get our toe wet on this thing, and then maybe we'll carry this over to tomorrow and do a much broader, larger segment. That is a big number.
You know, a lot of people, MJ, might have started off single, and then you meet somebody on the app and you think you're in a relationship with them, but the other person doesn't know that you're still, swiping right or left.
Or you're toying around, or what about you're messing around and maybe you were just trying to see what was going on, and maybe then you start having a relationship that then gives you pause in your current relationship? I mean...
Is that Madison one still around?
Oh, Ashley Madison.
Yeah, it's still around.
But that's a cheating website. That's like designed. The whole setup is for people that want to cheat.
That's for honest cheaters.
What?
Yeah. Nobody's trying to deceive anybody on Ashley Madison.
All right. Look, the phones are ringing here. Let me grab a few here in the final moments of the show. Mike's in Tampa. Hey, Mike, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, pal?
All right. So, Mike, are you married?
No, I'm not. But I was on this dating. I'm dating right now. I was on these dating apps leading up to the relationship and after the relationship for a little while. I tell you what, when you're on these dating apps, you're not committed to the person that you're with.
Yeah.
Period.
All right, so was it like crack? You were waiting for your next fix? It was like, is there something better around the corner? Is that what the drive was?
Yeah, of course. You want to keep yourself out there and see if you can find something better, something different.
Wow, thanks for the call, Mike. Hey, we're going to do this again tomorrow, but I want to grab a couple more calls here before we shut things down. Mandy is in Tampa. Hey, Mandy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning.
Mandy, are you married?
Yes,
Are you on dating websites while married?
I was on Ashley Madison. So remember, that's a dating site for married people looking for married people.
You were on that?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
I was.
How was it?
And I've been dating somebody for 5 years that I met on that.
While being married?
Yes.
And you're still married? And did your husband ever find out?
No, and he never will. I'm never leaving my husband, and he's never leaving his wife.
What if he's listening to the show right now?
What the hell?
He doesn't listen to the show.
All right. As far as you know.
He doesn't.
And I'm not using my real name.
Oh, okay. But listen, you might sound like you. Wow, that's incredible. So you have a 5-year thing going on with a married guy?
Yes, I do. And it's been the best medicine for me ever.
Do you still have relations with your husband?
Oh, definitely. I love my husband dearly. He
So
loves
you're
his wife
double
dearly.
dipping it, so to speak. Yeah.
Hey, do you mind? I'm sorry to get nosy, but how old are you?
64.
All right.
Wow. All right. Hey, thanks for the call. All right, one more here quickly. Let me grab Catherine in Lakeland. Hey, Catherine, MJ Morning Show, final word. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
What's the story?
I am currently married, but this phone call isn't about me. When my parents were still together, they're now divorced. My mom was not on dating apps, but she had met a guy that she was working with, and she did the whole emotional cheating, that she would meet up with this guy before their shift and bring him cookies and do all of this stuff for him. And because she wasn't getting that emotional connection from my dad, and it was one of those that it is 100% real, that if you're not satisfied in your marriage, you will go look for that connection from someone else. And my mom definitely did it.
All right. Thanks for the call.
How are your parents doing now?
I got to take a break here
Okay,
and end the
sorry.
show. Yeah.
Let's get really deep into this,
All
man.
right. When I say thanks for the call, it's kind of like the.
Hey, call Roxanne later.
Call Fester's cell phone. What is that?
813-310-8444.
All right. Hey, thanks for the phone call.